up on out the bed and start to move your balls. Wake up with Word and Solomon Jones. Word. You better wake up now.
Good morning. This is Solomon Jones on 900 AM, 96.1 FM, WURD, and I want to welcome you to another edition of Wake Up with Word. Kawesa, we made it. It's Friday.
Yay.
How you doing today?
I'm good. I am glad it's Friday, though. I am glad. But I'm well.
Okay, good, because the rest of us glad for more reasons than that. We glad because today is the day you bless us with Friday's song. I know you decided, and we cannot wait to hear it. And so we are looking forward to that. But also, a lot going on this weekend. Juneteenth, Father's Day. You know, I'll be celebrating this weekend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to smelling barbecues everywhere. That's what I'm excited for.
Yeah. Now, when you said that, it made me think about Lawnside. I haven't forgotten that story that everybody talks about, the barbecue you can smell in Lawnside. I have not forgotten that. So will you be swinging by Lawnside?
You know, I don't even know what they're doing. I should check that out. So stay tuned. I might try to see what's going on over there. But it does. I have very fond memories of that smell. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I think, I'm going to look this up, but I think the Sixers are playing again tonight. I don't know if I can take it. I don't know if I can emotionally invest tonight in watching them again. I think maybe I'll just watch from a distance. Maybe I'll just watch on my phone. Maybe I'll just watch the score. You know what I mean? Because I can't, man. The stuff that they do, I can't, Kawesa.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
That might be a good idea. I think I'd text you. I was like, sometimes I just like peek. I can't keep myself from peeking just a little bit just to kind of see what's going on. Like I always sneak a peek. But whenever I sneak a peek, they're not doing good. So I'm just like, oh, maybe I should stop sneaking and just, let them do their thing.
Yeah. So we wish them the best. We hope that they will extend this series tonight. But I want to talk about yesterday because yesterday was a historic moment as President Joe Biden signed legislation making Juneteenth a federal holiday. The bill sailed through Congress with a unanimous Senate vote and only won a vast majority of votes in the House, with only 14 GOP reps voting against it. It was a proud moment indeed. But even as we commemorate the end of slavery in America, key legislation aimed at countering racial discrimination and racist policies is stuck in Congress. A number of stumbling blocks have made it nearly impossible to strike a bipartisan deal on policing legislation after George Floyd was murdered by Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin last year. Even after Floyd's death sparked nationwide calls to overhaul policing, nothing has passed out of Congress. Not only that, Democrats also face a divide within their ranks and stiff GOP opposition to a sweeping voting and elections bill that they've made a signature agenda item. Both of these things are critical for black people. So while the Juneteenth bill is nice, we need legislation on voting rights and police reform. We need economic justice in our communities. We need to realize there's more work to do. So this weekend, we'll celebrate the victory in this battle, but our war for equal rights goes on. We got a hot show for you today on Wake Up with Word. Taylor Allen of Plant Philly on the Philly parking tax cuts, the Kensington encampments, and the Housing Trust Fund. Ariana Sanderson and Akintunde Sogo join us to talk about the Biz Center's Youth and Money Summer Enrichment Entrepreneurship Program. Kawesa blesses us with Friday's song, plus financial consultant Akbar Hassan joins us to talk about your money. And as always, we've got you, our listeners, calling in at 215-634-8065, a toll-free 1-866-361-0900. Hit us on Twitter and Instagram at onWURD, or you can hit me personally at Solomon Jones 1. Watch us on Facebook at FullWord. But first, it's the big three, the news stories you need to know to kick off your day right here on Wake Up with Word. Story number one, President Joe Biden signed a rare piece of legislation on Thursday, a bill creating the first new federal holiday since 1983, when Ronald Reagan signed Martin Luther King Jr. Day into law. Juneteenth Independence Day commemorates the end of slavery in the United States, institutionalizing a holiday that most states already recognize and that African Americans have celebrated for more than 150 years. I think this will go down for me as one of the greatest honors I've had as president, Biden said before adding his signature. The Senate unanimously approved the Juneteenth National Independence Day on Tuesday, and the House followed with an overwhelming bipartisan vote of 415 to 14 on Wednesday, with only a handful of right-wing Republicans grumbling that we already have a holiday called Independence Day. The bill's swift passage came as a surprise, since Democrats hadn't announced any plans to vote on the measure. Representative Sheila Jackson Lee of Texas has co-sponsored Juneteenth resolutions for years. She called the holiday a legislative miracle, noting that it happened as Democrats struggle to enact a racial equity agenda that includes major voting rights and police reform policies. So there you have it, Kwesa. Joe Biden said this is one of the great honors of his career, being able to sign this thing in to law. But one of the things I noticed is that Ronald Reagan signed Martin Luther King Jr. Day into law. Was Ronald Reagan a great friend of black people?
He sure enough wasn't.
Oh, okay.
No,
right.
he wasn't. I mean, listen, like, I'm going to give you a slow hand clap, but that's it. That's all I'm going to, that's it. Like,
slow
okay,
John, like,
you know, like, yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, good for you. Thank you. But I want my reparations. Black folks is already celebrating it. So, like, I don't know what else you want me to say about it. I'm glad that there is a holiday, but guess what? And I'm not even trying to be funny, but like, if this is an opportunity to really talk about what Juneteenth is, but you got places like Texas that aren't even going to really allow for you to talk about race, to talk about slavery, then what does it really mean for those folks? Like, I want my reparations also, and not even trying, I hope this doesn't come off as crazy or racist or anything like that, but that means white folks get off too. Like, no, I need something for us.
Yeah.
Just for us. Reparations today, reparations now, tomorrow, whatever. I just need my reparations.
Yeah, I know that's right. I know that's right. I need them too. And I think, you know, the thing that I've been enlightened about in this whole conversation is the fact that there were a lot of black people who didn't know what Juneteenth was. Like that's really a thing. I'm talking about educated black folks who had no idea that Juneteenth was even a thing. That's the scary part. The scary part is that we don't often understand our own history, and it goes back to what we've been talking about with schools and the educational system indoctrinating our children with a white point of view, indoctrinating our children to believe racism is okay, indoctrinating our children to believe that everything is equal. It's like, nah, y'all need to teach our children, we need to teach our children about our traditions, about our holidays, about our celebrations, about our triumphs, about our suffering, about all of that. We need to be teaching our kids that. I saw a guy that I know who is highly educated. Oh, this thing only about 5 years old. Nah, dog. They've been doing this thing for about 150 years. So if anything comes out of this, it should be that we learn more about our own heritage and history, which brings me to story number 2. The Supreme Court dismissed a challenge to the Affordable Care Act on Thursday in a decision that will leave the law intact and save health care coverage for millions of Americans. The justices turned away a challenge from Republican-led states and the former Trump administration, which urged the justices to block the entire law. The justices said that the challengers of the 2010 law did not have the legal right to bring the case. Justice Stephen Breyer penned the decision that was 7-2. Justices Samuel Alito and Neil Gorsuch dissented. With millions of people relying on the Affordable Care Act for coverage, it remains as ever a BFD, and it's here to stay. President Joe Biden tweeted yesterday a reference to him being caught on a hot mic telling President Barack Obama in 2010 that it is a big effing deal. The justices noted that there is no harm to opponents from the provisions that they are challenging because Congress has reduced the penalty for failing to buy insurance to zero. For these reasons, we conclude that the plaintiffs in this suit failed to show a concrete particular injury fairly traceable to the defendant's conduct in enforcing the specific statutory provision. In other words, y'all didn't have standing. Y'all can't bring this. Y'all didn't prove anything. No, we're going to keep the law in place. Yeah, millions of people are going to keep their insurance, and that's as it should be. I think it is reprehensible that you have people who can go to the doctor whenever they want to because they have insurance. People who have primary care physicians, unlike many people in the city of Philadelphia in our poorest neighborhoods. People who can take care of their health because they have the opportunity to do so. You trying to take health care, the right to go to the doctor, away from people, man, that's the most evil thing I've ever heard. It's evil. Like, why would you want to deny people that? But that's where we are. And the Supreme Court yesterday, Kwesa, smacked them down.
Yeah, I'm glad they smacked them down. It is evil. You're absolutely correct. Over 31 million people would have lost coverage. Like, come on now. And for me, it's even more irritating and frustrating that someone who we pay for their health care, they want to sit there and try to take away other folks' health care. Like, no, if that's the case, then go ahead and forfeit your really great health care and pass it along to someone who really needs it.
Yep.
So I'm glad they smacked it down.
Me too. Me too. It brings me to story number 3. My commentary for the day: politics is the art of the deal. And yesterday, City Council reached a compromise to spend $70 million fighting gun violence. Now, that's good. But let's not fool ourselves into thinking that money in any amount is the cure for what's happening on our streets. Because unlike politicians, the streets don't compromise. Bullets don't compromise. Death don't compromise. So we can't pretend that the deal is the thing that'll make the violence go away. The men and boys who are shooting each other in our neighborhoods need money. And they'll tell that to anybody who takes the time to listen to them. And at Man Up PHL, we've been listening, and we've learned that as much as they need money, they need opportunity. They need support. They need people who take a chance on them on the other side of a mistake. Because if the community's not there when they stumble, the streets will be there waiting, and the bullets ain't far behind. So if we're serious about impacting gun violence, it'll take much more than just money. It'll take time and collaboration, and yes, it'll even take love. That's what I've learned as a father and a mentor, that if you love a young person and they know it, you can speak real truth in love. As one of our mentees told us during one of our Man Up PHL sessions, I don't care what you say to me, it's how you say it. And he was so right. So as we enter this weekend, celebrating Juneteenth, celebrating fatherhood, and hoping for the best with the $70 million the city's spending on gun violence, I want to paraphrase that young man's wisdom. Because when it comes to gun violence, I don't care how much you spend, it's how you spend it. I want to hear from you. Give me a call, 215-634-8065. That is 215-634-8065. That is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. And let us know where you are on these various things we are talking about on this morning's show. 215-634-8065 is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we are talking about on this morning's show. You can also weigh in on Facebook at onWURD, at FORWURD. That's FORWURD. That is where you can weigh in and let us know where you are on these various things we are talking about on this morning's show. I have been watching with great interest the debate around how much money should be spent on fighting gun violence. And certainly, you know, it's no secret that I started a nonprofit that is dedicated to helping young men avoid gun violence. We do that through mentoring and accountability and resources and consistency. We do that because we care, right? But I've been watching this whole debate around the money, and I've been seeing people circling around the money, and I've been watching people strategize to get the money, and it can't just be about the money. It really does have to be about saving the lives of the people who are most susceptible to this gun violence. So, like, if you don't care about these young black men who are dying, right, because of gun violence, then you shouldn't be in it. Real rap. If it's just about the money, then you shouldn't be in it. And I really do believe that, because what I've seen is that we have spent millions and millions of dollars with the same organizations, on the same strategies, doing the same things for years and years and years, and the gun violence has gotten worse. And so at some point, we got to do something different. At some point, we have to care enough to actually be in it regardless of the money. Now, certainly it takes money to get things done. It takes money to get the resources we need. It takes money to create jobs. It takes money to create opportunities, right? All of that is true. But if it's just about the money, get out the way. Because I have watched this thing get worse with the same folk right up front talking about they need more money. Reminds me of the schools, man. Always talking about we need more money, but the schools are getting worse. You know, at some point, man, it has to be about so much more than just money. If you don't care about young black men, because these are the people who are dying in our streets, if you don't care about them, please get out the way. Please get out of the way. Because this is not a game. This is not your payday. This is not a time to be a poverty pimp out here getting money based on our misery. I've seen it too much. It cannot continue to happen. We cannot continue to do it. This is serious. We are burying our young men literally every day. We're going to talk about it on the other side of this break. We want to hear from you. Give us a call, 215-634-8065. That is 215-634-8065. That is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we are talking about on this morning show. 215-634-8065 is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. I'm Solomon Jones. We'll be right back.
This Black Music Month, as the city begins to reopen and we embrace the spirit of Juneteenth, WURD Radio celebrates Songs of Freedom.
The question was asked,
how can you smile when your world is crumbling down?
time after time, Black people had to answer that question. And it was with our optimism we were able to give the answer, change is coming. Sounds of Blackness, the 3-time Grammy Award-winning vocal instrumental ensemble, represented the culture and history of African Americans all over the world. Hold On, Change is Coming is a gospel tune, much like Sam Cooke's A Change is Gonna Come, with an encouraging message that crosses genres to uplift spirits. That mantra lives from generation to generation, giving African Americans hope for the future. This is a song of freedom. This is Black music.
This Black Music Month vignette was brought to you by Bank of America. Stand with WURD. This is the last week to start or renew your full WURD membership at the early bird discounted rate of just $75. Visit wordradio.com or call 215-425-7875. Join today. This WURD Wellness vignette is brought to you by Keystone First. WURD Radio presents the following wellness tip to support our listeners with mindfulness and motivation.
This is Halana, your resident expert health and wellness coach, with tips to help you stay well. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of exercising regularly. Getting up and moving each day is a huge motivator for your overall health and balance. Exercise is the answer for living well and even helps with stress relief and emotional well-being. Exercising 4 to 6 times per week can help prevent heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, osteoporosis, and even depression. Learning to exercise regularly means 3 simple things. Start low and go slow. Each day, work to build up your endurance little by little. Walking or stretching 20 to 30 minutes 3 times a week is a great place to begin. Depending on your age and condition, taking time each day to get up and get moving can do wonders for your energy and mood. Choosing to exercise regularly is something we can all do to support our overall health. Go ahead and try it today. Stay well with WURD. Happy, healthy living.
Stay well with WURD. Connect with us at wordradio.com. This WURD Wellness vignette was brought to you by Keystone First. For more information, Visit KeystoneFirstPA.com. Tune in every Saturday at 6 p.m. to Recovery Talk 101 with your host, Rick Ford, talking about addiction, treatment, and recovery. Right here on WURD Radio. Now, a traffic update on WURD Radio.
Good morning. This report sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Looking at 95 southbound, getting busy. Cotman down the bridge. Again, Betsy Ross through Girard. Northbound looks pretty good. Westbound Vine Parkway through the Schuylkill Expressway, slow ride. Schuylkill westbound Broad to Pass Young, busy through construction. Further west around the curve to Conshohocken, a slow ride eastbound side. The Lee's Blue Route through the curve. Late Montgomery through Girard. Southbound Boulevard, Route 1 a bit slow from Broad down to Fox through that work zone. 55 northbound, slowing north of Deptford into 42. Now is the time to get a new job. Express Employment Professionals never charges job seekers a fee and has more than 35,000 job openings with high demand in construction, driving, logistics, and administrative jobs. Find the location near you at expresspros.com or on the Express Jobs app. For more traffic information, log on to sigalert.com. Jim Bachman with your Philadelphia area traffic.
Now, a WURD weather update. Here's NBC 10 First Alert meteorologist Bill Henley.
Our stretch of beautiful spring weather continues again today. Lots of sunshine this morning, partly sunny this afternoon, a high of 85 degrees. Clouds increase tonight along with the humidity and a chance of storms overnight tonight. Then hot and humid Saturday, a high of 90 degrees. Another round of storms coming through Saturday night. Back to sunshine with hot, humid conditions for Monday, up to 92. I'm NBC 10 First Alert meteorologist Bill Henley.
It's Wake Up with WURD, hosted by Solomon Jones. Right now on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD.
Good morning. This is Solomon Jones on 900 AM, 96.1 FM, WURD, and I want to welcome you back to Wake Up with WURD. We are, of course, taking your calls at 215-634-8065. That is 215-634-8065. That is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we are talking about on this morning's show. 215-634-8065, of course, is the moment. Yesterday, a historic moment as President Joe Biden signed legislation making Juneteenth a federal holiday. It's the first time that a bill creating a new federal holiday was created since 1983, when Ronald Reagan, great friend of black people, signed Martin Luther King Jr. Day into law. Story number 2, the Supreme Court dismissed the challenge to the Affordable Care Act on Thursday in a decision that'll leave the law intact and save health care coverage for millions of Americans. The justices turned away a challenge from Republican-led states and the former Trump administration, which urged the justices to block the entire law. And then, of course, story number 3, my commentary for the day. Politics is the art of the deal. And yesterday, City Council reached a compromise to spend $70 million fighting gun violence. That's good. But let's not fool ourselves into thinking that money in any amount is the cure for what's happening on our streets, because unlike politicians, the streets don't compromise. Bullets don't compromise. Death don't compromise. So we can't pretend that the deal is the thing that'll make the violence go away. You know, it's going to take more than just money. It's going to take time. It's going to take collaboration. It's going to take love. And that's what I've learned as a father and a mentor, that if you love a young person and they know it, you can speak real truth in love. As one of our mentees told us during one of our Man Up PHL sessions, I don't care what you say to me, it's how you say it. And he was so right. So as we enter this weekend, celebrating Juneteenth, celebrating fatherhood, and hoping for the best with the spending on gun violence, I want to paraphrase that young man's wisdom. Because when it comes to gun violence, I don't care how much you spend, it's how you spend it. I want to hear from you. You give me a call, 215-634-8065. That is 215-634-8065. That is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we're talking about on this morning show. You can also weigh in on Facebook at onWURD, at FORWURD. That's FORWURD. That is where you can weigh in. And let us know where you are on these various things we are talking about on this morning's show. Let's go to the phone lines to talk to Maurice from Southwest on line 1. Go ahead.
Solomon, I'd like to talk about your commentary.
Okay.
You know, 9 people got shot yesterday. 3 died. Now, going back to 2018, everything they proposed in a so-called strategy, I proposed back then, before COVID was even thought of. Everything to the letter that they spoke at that meeting, I suggested an idea what to do. First of all, we wasn't even talking to young people. Wasn't even asking their opinion about what's going on in the streets. And I brought that up. I said, look, we need to talk to young people. But people played me off like I didn't know what I was talking about. And now, all of a sudden, they got a theory. Remember, back Thanksgiving in 2018, the mayor said he had a 100-day plan, which never got into effect. 700, almost 800 bodies later, they got an idea now what to do.
Well, let me ask you this, Maurice, because you said you had the same ideas that they had, and you suggested all of these things. What did you do? Did you do the ideas that you had?
Yes, and I also went out and tried to find a site for your Man Up program.
Yes, you did.
So I'm not sitting around on the toilet thinking about stuff. I get up and do it, and I'm blind. I go out in the streets. I go to my state rep's office. I call City Hall.
So what happened when you began to implement some of the ideas? Like, how did you go about implementing some of these ideas that you're talking about? How'd you go about it?
I talk to the people that's in charge, and I try to talk to them on your show, but they don't pay me no attention. I told them about more activities in the school, talking to young people. You know, I told them it's not a gun problem, it's that people don't care about their lives. They don't think about the future because we always talking about the past so much, we never talk about the future. We never talk about giving them a reason to live. It's not a gun problem. These people don't have no hope. That's why they're killing each other like this. They're not thinking about when I'm married and I got children. All they doing is thinking about today. And that is the problem right there. We got to get their mind past today. That's not why I'm not down on the holiday, because after the day, after Juneteenth, where are we at? We're in the same position we was in before it happened. I don't hear no future talk in it. I don't hear the people that's speaking at 52nd Street. We done heard from them before. Matter of fact, one of them just sent $108 million back to the prison. So what are they saying? Are you speaking?
Am I speaking when?
At Juneteenth.
I don't think so. I don't think I am.
Why not?
I've been at Juneteenth a couple of years. I might stop through, but actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to be celebrating Father's Day with my family this year. You know, I need to take some time for me. So
I just think that you should be speaking because you're the voice on the radio.
I hear you, Maurice, but sometimes I got to take some time for myself. And I want to thank you for your call this morning on WRD. I certainly appreciate it. You know, sometimes, Kawesa, sometimes I got to take some time for me.
Yeah, you know, you got to refuel. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta sometimes, you know, take heed to yourself every so often. And that's okay. You got to recharge.
Yep.
You know, so
Yep.
enjoy your time. You deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that because, look, yeah, y'all be like, oh, Solomon was a good man. You know what I mean? I got to recharge my batteries. I do. So that's what I'm going to do. I want to hear from you. Give me a call. 215-634-8065 is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let's go back to the phone lines. Talk to Brother Gary from Chester on line 2. What's up, Brother Gary?
Thank you for taking my call, Solomon Jones. Solomon, I just want to tell you how I'm happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Juneteenth, Solomon. And,
Thank you.
Solomon, I'm starting my workout program, Solomon. But here's me. I know you training with a young man, your son. I'm training with guys older than me, so I look good. You understand? I look good, Solomon. Now, Solomon, since now Juneteenth is a holiday, I ain't got plans for this year, but next year I'm going to have a plan. I'm going to have a big barbecue, Solomon. And the theme going to be Candyland.
Okay.
Yeah, you see the movie Django, didn't you?
I did.
Okay, Candyland. That's going to be the thing. Solomon, Joe, have a good weekend.
All right, Brother Gary, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for your call this morning on WURD Radio. If you want to get in, it's 215-634-8065. That is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we're talking about on this morning's show. Of course, people are weighing in on Facebook at onWURD, at FORWURD. That's FORWURD. That is how you can weigh in on Facebook. What are they saying this morning, Kwesa?
So we do have quite a few comments. Ozias Johnson says, good morning, Vietnam. Yeah, they slid that joint right on through because it don't, in the words of Ashford and Simpson, cost you nothing. So that's a comment right there. Good morning to Miss Cheryl. Thanks so much for checking us out. And then also Rebecca Truxton, thanks so much for checking us out. Also, she says, good morning, Word Family, Solomon and Kwesa. Praise God for allowing Juneteenth to become law, and happy Father's Day to you, Solomon. So that's what she's saying there. And then Deborah Dorn Carter says, Solomon in Delaware, the governor signed into law starting in 2022, Black history will be taught in their schools. Now, if we can get the other governors to do the same in the other states, also, I'm glad that Juneteenth is signed in a federal holiday. What about the George Floyd and John Lewis law that needs to be signed into law? Yeah, how about that? And then also we have here D. Jones saying, good morning, Word Family. Happy Father's Day, Solomon, and all other positive fathers. So that's her comment there. We also have Dorothea Willis saying, good morning, Solomon. Okay, well, I'm going to bypass the comment because I don't know. Who are you? Okay, I'm going to just. She says good morning, though, so thanks so much for checking us out. I wasn't sure who she might have been referring to, so I just kind of scrolling through here. Okay, and then we also have Gail Robinson. Top of the morning, Word Family. Kwesa Solomon, the heat and smoke woke me up as Solomon was spitting truth and fire, shared his love and power for his people. Amazing. So that is what she says there. And then I know I saw a couple other folks as well who had weighed in a little bit earlier this morning. Netta McQuilla says, good morning, Solomon, Kwesa, TGIF, stay blessed. Erica says, pay public officials $7 an hour. They will learn then. Yeah, I hear you. Yep. I hear you on that. And then also Kathleen West says, good morning, Solomon and Kwesa, and everyone have a blessed and safe day. And Erica also said here, I am so over the Dems and the Republicans, shaking my head. They keep playing us for a joke. And we also have Winona Hayes Poole checking us out as well this morning. So good morning to everyone. I tried to look over here at YouTube. I see Alex H saying, agreed, Solomon, healthcare is a human right. And Joanne Kemp says, the money for gun violence is great. I just hope that includes the mindset and a better way to address their frame of mind. And then Denise 815 says, good morning, family. And Grace Wilford says, good morning. I can't see the rest of her comment, though, because it's being blocked, but I will get to it when I can.
All right. So if you want to call in, you can certainly do that. Give us a call, 215-634-8065. That is 215-634-8065. That is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we are talking about on this morning's show. There's a couple of things that are going on this week. And, of course, the Juneteenth celebration going on. But also the Brother Stroll is going to be going on. That's going to be at Enon Tabernacle Baptist Church at 2800 West Cheltenham Avenue. That's happening this weekend. And you can go there and, check out services that are available for Black men. The Black Doctors COVID-19 Consortium going to provide COVID-19 testing and vaccinations for Philadelphia residents 12 and older. That's going to be happening June 19th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we're going to have Man Up PHL out there as well with the other organizations there serving the Black men in our community. So that is Councilwoman Sherelle Parker, along with the Office of Black Male Engagement and Enon Tabernacle Baptist Church. It's the 3rd annual Brother Stroll Health and Wellness event that will be happening on Juneteenth. It'll be happening from 11 to 3 at the Enon Tabernacle Baptist Church. So we look forward to that as well. So we want to hear from you. You give us a call. 215-634-8065 is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know your opinion on what's going on. And, of course, we'll take your predictions for the game tonight because the Sixers are playing again after blowing a 26-point lead. How do you even – never mind. 215-634-8065 is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. And you can also weigh in on Facebook at onWURD, at FORWURD. That's FORWURD. Juneteenth coming up this weekend. How are you going to be celebrating? We want to know. Give us a call and let us know. Father's Day coming up as well. Happy Father's Day to my father, Solomon E. Jones Sr. We down to Solomon E. Jones III now. Boy, I'm telling you, the name just goes on. So happy Father's Day to my father as well. We appreciate you. So, and love you as well. 215-634-8065 is the number that you can call to get in. I'm Solomon Jones. We'll be right back.
Stage Door, focusing on arts and culture in and around Philadelphia. Hosted by Tiffany Bacon and co-moderated by Jeffrey Page of the Philadelphia Theater Company. Part of The Source, Fridays at noon, exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Streaming live on WURDradio.com, the WURD Radio app, or watch live on WURD TV via Facebook and YouTube. Sponsored by New Voices sponsor Comcast, NBC Universal, and Pico. Welcome Black. It's time to reawaken, reopen, and renew as WURD kicks off our annual 4WURD Early Bird Membership Special. We've stood together every step of the way during the pandemic. Here at WURD, our hosts and producers, elders, parents, children, teachers, doctors, and community leaders stood up, shared resources, and supported each other through the airwaves, virtual events, and of course, the phone lines. We've stayed connected by every means necessary. Let's welcome the new season, the reopening of the city, and our new normal together. Stand with WURD. Start or renew your sustaining 4WURD membership for the special price of $75. Or if you just want to support the work we're doing, there is now an option to become a digital 4WURD member for as little as $5 per month. Visit WURDradio.com/earlybird between now and June 19th to take advantage of our early bird membership special.
Tune in this Saturday at 3 p.m. for the We Dream About Real Estate and More show with Hakeem Singleton and Matt King, where you will learn how to buy a house responsibly, travel on a budget, and look good while doing it.
Want the latest in WURD swag? Check out the shop tab on WURDradio.com. Hoodies, tees, and more in a variety of colors. The shop tab on WURDradio.com. Show the world that you're all about black. Talk media. Now, a traffic update on WURD Radio.
Good morning. This report sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Schuylkill eastbound Montgomery to through Girard. A little slow there. Westbound side, Broad to pass Young, delayed through construction. Heavy again further west from King of Prussia out to 202 because of ongoing left lane construction there. Southbound Boulevard, a little slow Broad down through Fox through a work zone. Westbound Vine Expressway, the Lace Parkway through the Schuylkill Expressway. Southbound 95, Cottman down through Bridge, bit slow again. Betsy Ross through Girard. Northbound looking good. 55 north, some slowing north of Deptford into 42. Now is the time to get a new job. Express Employment Professionals never charge job seekers a fee, and there's more than 35,000 job openings with high demand in construction, driving, logistics, and administrative jobs. Find the location near you at expresspros.com or on the Express Jobs app. For more traffic information, log on to SIGAlert.com. Jim Bachman with your Philadelphia area traffic.
Now, a word weather update. Here's NBC 10 First Alert meteorologist Bill Henley.
Sunny and nice today and very low humidity. We'll warm into the mid-80s this afternoon, and it will be breezy later today, but the humidity stays low until tonight. Then clouds increase along with the humidity. Could see some storms overnight into Saturday morning, then partly to mostly cloudy skies Saturday afternoon, a high of 90. Storm Saturday night, back to sunshine and hot and humid conditions for Sunday, Father's Day, with a high of 92. I'm NBC 10 First Alert meteorologist Bill Henley.
It's Wake Up with Word, hosted by Solomon Jones.
Good morning.
Right now on Word Radio.
96.1 FM.
And 900 AM WURD.
Good morning. This is Solomon Jones on 900 AM and 96.1 FM WURD. We are, of course, taking your calls at 215-634-8065. That is 215-634-8065. That is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on the various things we're talking about on this morning show. Of course, Juneteenth coming up this weekend, Father's Day as well. Kawesa, how are you celebrating Juneteenth?
Moving.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you know, my house hunt has not been so great, so
okay.
I'm moving. That's what I'm doing this week. That's not funny. But, yeah, you know, I would like to maybe do like a little barbecue or something like that, but I have not thought too far into what I'm going to do. Actually, though, I will say that in my town, they have something that's going on. So I might check that out because I've been seeing these really cool, like, pop-up, you know, like advertisements for something they're going to be doing for Juneteenth. So there's going to be, you know, black vendors who are going to be out there. And so I might check that out and maybe, you know, support a black-owned business. So that actually might be the other move that I make as well.
Okay.
See what I did
All
there?
right. All right. Yeah, I do. I do. That was clever. 215-634-8065 is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we're talking about this morning. Juneteenth, that's coming up this weekend. How are you going to celebrate that? And, of course, Father's Day also coming up this weekend. Father's Day used to be the day, Kawesa, with the most collect calls every year, right?
Dang.
I know. Happy Father's Day, Dad. Can you pay for this call? And by the way, can you send me some money? Happy Father's Day, you know. But now we have cell phones, so you know you don't necessarily have to call collect. But yeah, so Father's Day. How y'all celebrating Father's Day? There will be plenty of room in restaurants. It's not like Mother's Day. You know, it's just, yo, it is so crazy. It is so crazy. You know, plenty of flowers and, you know, all that stuff, whatever you want to get. you know, it'll be there for you. So make sure you celebrate that this weekend. Give us a call. 215-634-8065 is the number you can call to get in. That's 215-634-8065. That is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we are talking about on this morning's show. Of course, President Joe Biden signing a rare piece of legislation on Thursday, a bill creating the first new federal holiday since 1983, when Ronald Reagan signed Martin Luther King Jr. Day into law. Story number 2, the Supreme Court dismissed a challenge to the Affordable Care Act on Thursday in a decision that'll leave the law intact and save health care coverage for millions of Americans. Of course, that was a big priority for Donald Trump, and I really believe that he ran for office. He decided he was going to run after Barack Obama clowned him at that media dinner when he was in the White House. Do you remember that, Kwesa?
I think,
he clowned him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump was sitting there stone-faced. Oh, he was furious. You know, and I believe that's why he decided to run. And I truly believe in my heart of hearts that his efforts to try to wipe away Barack Obama's legacy was because he's so petty and so small-minded that he was going to get back at him for, you know, for calling him basically a carnival barker, right? You know, step right up. You know what I mean? Like, he's that dude. And Barack Obama wasn't lying. It's the truth. He's still a carnival barker. You know what I mean? But I think that he was insulted, and so was going to, I'm going to wipe away your whole legacy based on the fact that you insulted me, that you made fun of me. Meanwhile, he done walked around for years lying about Barack Obama's birth certificate, claiming he got detectives looking into it in Hawaii. He going to have the evidence very soon. You know, lying, right, for years about this man. I think when Barack Obama clowned him at that thing, that's when he decided, I'm going to run and I'm going to try to wipe away your legacy. And that's why he was willing to take away millions of people's health care, because he was insulted at a media dinner. I really do believe that in my heart of hearts. That's my theory. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's a fact, but that's what I believe. I want to hear from you. You give me a call. 215-634-8065 is the number you can call to get in. 215-634-8065. That is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Of course, story number 3, City Council has reached a compromise to spend $70 million fighting gun violence, and I think that's a good thing. It absolutely is, and I'm not saying it's not. But what I am saying is this: let's not fool ourselves into thinking that money in any amount is the cure for what's happening on our streets, because unlike politicians, the streets don't compromise. Bullets don't compromise. Death don't compromise. So we can't pretend that the deal is the thing that'll make the violence go away. It's going to take time. It's going to take collaboration. It's going to take love. And that's what I've learned as a father and a mentor, that if you love a young person, and they know it, if you can speak real truth in love. One of our mentees told us during one of our Man Up PHL sessions, I don't care what you say to me, it's how you say it. And he was so right. So as we enter this weekend, celebrating Juneteenth, celebrating fatherhood, hoping for the best with this $70 million on gun violence, I want to paraphrase that young man's wisdom, because when it comes to gun violence, I don't care how much you spend, it's how you spend it. I want to hear from you. You give me a call, 215-634-8065. And while I'm on the subject, we are starting a new Listening to the Streets cohort on Monday. On Monday, we are going to be starting a new Listening to the Streets cohort where we bring in several young men. We sit them down. We listen to them around their ideas on gun violence. Our board chair, Brian Ellis, PhD, is doing a study based on what we learned from these sessions. We pay the young men a stipend, which amounts to $15 an hour, $240. A stipend for 8 days, 2-hour sessions over the course of 8 days, where we're not only listening, but at the same time mentoring them. We bring in a new partner that we have, Dr. Helena Fontes, to do a session with them, a therapy session around the issue of trauma. We bring in employers to talk to them about the opportunities that will be available on the back end. And I have just been so pleased with the results so far. We've watched young men get jobs that we help them to get. We've watched young men go to court and be able to get on the other side of some of the charges that they have dealt with. We've watched young men grieve because we've had participants who've lost people even while we were in the midst of these sessions. Like, this is really, you know, I've learned so much, man. You know, that our young people are going through trauma. I mean, just walking around with it. You know, I just lost somebody yesterday, but I'm here. Like, that kind of thing, man. You know, and so that's why I'm so passionate about it, because God, you know, took me out of the muck and the mire and placed my feet someplace else, right? Use whatever I've been through in order to put me where I am. That's number one. I understand that people can change. I understand that people can grow. I understand that people can be restored. And so that's one of the reasons I'm passionate about it. But the other reason is that, man, when I watch these young men try, when I watch them, you know, set goals for themselves, when I watch them, even when I watch them stumble, you know what I mean? When I watch them get a job and keep it, you know, these are the kinds of things that I have seen that let me know that, you know what, yeah, we can solve this thing, but we have to operate from a position of, no, we don't know, because we're not in these streets. We have to operate from a position of humility, right? Where it's like, okay, you know better than I do, so you tell me what it is that's happening so we can figure out together how to fix it. Like, it really is about time and listening and collaboration and love. And so, you know, it has to be more than that. So I say all that to say this, that if you know of a young man who could benefit from that, give us a call at 267-748-7818, or you can send us an email at info@manupPHL.org, because we're starting again on Monday. And if you know a young man who can benefit from it, we still have a couple of slots left. He will get a stipend for his time, and he'll get a job offer at the end if he goes through the whole thing. So we need to hear from you if you have a young man who could benefit from that. Like, you know, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about changing people's lives. It's about giving them some hope. It's about helping them to change. It's about helping them to live, because every day that our young men go out into these streets, man, they might not come back. It's real. Like, this is not about some numbers and statistics, and it's not. It is about lives. And so when we talk about money, when we talk about spending this money on this gun ball, you know, that's fine and that's good, and I appreciate that, but it has to be about, at the end of the day, lives. Let's go to the phone lines, talk to Brother Joe from Germantown on line one. Go ahead, Brother Joe.
Hey, Brother Simon, how you doing? You and Queen Quace. The first time I want to wish you and your dad and all the fathers out there happy and blessed Father's Day Sunday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Happy Juneteenth holiday celebration for everyone. You know, stop me first talk about the Affordable Care Act. You're absolutely right about Trump, because one of the longtime callers, the WRD, he was telling Nick Telefarrell just last week about that. He said Trump is a dangerous personality. He's the kind of guy you got to be careful with. He said I know people find it absurd. He said, but because President Obama clowned that idiot and stuff, he took it so personal. He said, I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna run and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna destroy his Affordable Care Act. I'm gonna destroy his legacy. He actually took it personal. Because if you look at the clip, because I saw the clip on YouTube the other week, Solomon, and you can see how Trump was there stone face. Everybody else was laughing around him. People at the table with him was laughing. He sat there stone face. I'm saying, boy, this guy, he can sure dish it out, but he sure can't take it. This guy's a sick individual, man. He's a sick individual. But real quick, some of the Affordable Care Act, as you know, many of the Republicans that Trump nominated to the Supreme Court, his people he nominated, of course they had to uphold the Affordable Care Act because with the court being in a conservative majority, if they would have ruled, it could have been the end of the Affordable Care Act, so they upheld it. But my point, Solomon, I close with this. I say this all the time. I'm like a broken record, brother Solomon. I keep saying it, how anybody in their right mind, be they black, white, Muslim, Christian, gay, lesbian, both of these people, first of all, when President Biden did the stimulus, they didn't want you to have a stimulus. Now, one Republican voted for that. Yeah, 14 white Republican congressmen voted against Juneteenth. They're against Social Security. They don't want you to raise the minimum wage. Why would anybody in their right mind want to vote for these people, man? They evil, racist, and mean-spirited, man. The fact that you want to take somebody's health care away, while you as a congressman or senator, you get the best health care in the world, but you don't want the average Joe or the average Mary to have health care. You have to be out of your mind to vote for these people, man.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
what I wanted to say, Solomon. Thanks, brother.
Thank you, man. Sister Carol from North Philly's online, too. Go ahead, Sister Carol.
Good morning, Word family. I love you. I love you. I have to say this, Waster and Solomon, good morning. You are our new Martin Luther King, our Rosa Parks, Marcus Garvey. You are Harriet Tubman, because without y'all spreading this, fighting for us, and giving the straight news and giving our news, nobody else is going to talk about it. And it's a shame that we don't know how to celebrate Juneteenth because we're not used to anything. They have when other holidays are going on, and hopefully it happens next year, the preparation for it ahead of time. You see all of these banners and streams and commercials and stuff. Hopefully next year we will be more prepared for Juneteenth. But it is our holiday. It is time for us to celebrate. And Solomon, I have to ask you this. You said no amount of money. But if reparations would come, they could put down those things, because now you got a life. You got something that you can look forward to. You got something that you can maybe change your whole life. Put the guns down. Please, I've been praying. I'm praying that this holiday celebration, there will be no killing. I am a Christian, and I have to say it like this. I say, Holy Spirit, cover us. Let us be not made ashamed, but made very proud to how this holiday, this first holiday for Juneteenth, passes by. And how am I going to celebrate? I will be on 52nd Street. I will be at the end of it at Malcolm X Park. Red, black, and green. This is our time.
That's right. That's right. And I want to thank you so much for your call this morning on WURD. We certainly appreciate it. And thank you so much for your words of encouragement. We appreciate that, too. We're going to go to break on the other side. We're going to continue the show. Taylor Allen joins us next to talk about what's going on with housing in the city of Philadelphia. I'm Solomon Jones. We'll be right back.
This is WURD Radio.
96.1 FM.
And 900 AM WURD Philadelphia.
Black Talk Media.
AARP proudly presents a Black Music Maker Moment. The Isley Brothers are one of the most loved musical groups of all time. Their hits began in 1959, and they've had new hits on the Billboard charts for 5 consecutive decades. The Isley Brothers have created a large, lifetime legacy of black music, selling an estimated 30 million units worldwide.
Black joy comes from the sound of our souls, and our sound has kept the world in tune for decades. From the way we express ourselves naturally to the rhythm we add to the mix, black music is so powerful it inspires and influences the world. AARP is proud to celebrate Black joy in all of its forms beyond Black Music Month. Visit aarp.org/Black Community to join the celebration.
Black Music Maker Moments, proudly presented by AARP.
Wayne Avenue Health Food, located at 5007 Wayne Avenue, has been in business for 29 years. Wayne Avenue Health Food is a one-stop shop for all of your quality vitamins, herbs, and information with exceptional, friendly, experienced service. Wayne Avenue Health Food is open 7 days a week and delivers in the Philadelphia area and ships all over the country. For more information, call 267-338-6488.
The Mattress Man is a second-generation family-owned mattress specialist business since 1988. Open 7 days a week, located at 7421 Stenton Avenue. The Mattress Man discounts Serta, memory foam, orthopedic, and ComfortTech mattresses every day. You deal directly with the owner. Julian to ensure you get the best price and best service. The Mattress Man offers same-day delivery on most models to most areas. Ask about the WURD discount. Call 215-424-5550.
This is not a fad for us.
We will not resume our regular programming when things die down. We're not black to help our bottom line or because it's politically correct. We're not joining a fight. This has been our fight, our message, our people. Black lives have always mattered here. We are
Undeniably,
indefatigably, unapologetically, permanently Black Talk Media.
WURD.
You're waking up
with WURD.
Hosted by Solomon Jones.
Good morning.
Right now on WURD Radio.
96.1 FM.
And 900 AM WURD.
Good morning. This is Solomon Jones on 900 AM, 96.1 FM, WURD. I want to welcome you back to Wake Up with WURD. Joining us now, Taylor Allen. She's Plan Philly's housing reporter, and she joins us to talk about her most recent articles this week. Taylor, how you doing?
I'm doing great. You know, I'm ready to celebrate Saturday, Juneteenth by relaxing. Black people deserve that.
You going to use your freedom to relax?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love it. I love it. I'm right there with you. So, yeah. So, Juneteenth, of course, now a federal holiday. Of course, some other stuff legislatively happening in the city of Philadelphia. You wrote about the parking tax bill this week. What's the current status of that bill?
It died in committee earlier this week. Ultimately, it comes after ahead of the budget, and it comes after just a lot of public outcry being like there really shouldn't be a lot of tax cuts, especially for corporations, when we're still reeling from the pandemic. At least a lot of activists are saying this, and that we're still reeling from the economic offset from the pandemic, and also people still need help. And so much public outcry, hours of public testimony, and ultimately it died in committee earlier this week.
Mm-hmm. Now, the bill was about cutting taxes for parking lot owners. Is that right? And that money was supposed to benefit workers. How was it supposed to work?
Okay, so the agreement was, hey, we will give you this tax break in exchange for a labor agreement. And so the local union was going to make an agreement with parking lot operators being like, you get this tax break, and that should be in exchange for higher benefits, livable wages, a 401k, things of that nature. But what happened is that not enough parking operators came to the table, and that deal, that labor agreement, completely fell apart. And without that support, there wasn't really much of a reason to continue pushing forward, in addition to the public not really liking it, with or without that labor agreement.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. Now, are there talks of the bill, coming back in a different form with some improvements? What's going on?
Well, Robert Sirski, who is the head of Parkway, in particular, one of the biggest parking magnates in the city, he's been kind of pushing for parking tax breaks for years. This is actually not that new necessarily, at least not from him in particular. So I would be shocked if this did not come up again in the future, but as of right now, there's no talks of it coming back.
Now, that people understand, because I know this bill was put forth by my councilperson, Sherelle Parker. Did people understand that ultimately it was about trying to benefit the workers, as well as frankly, the parking lots? They've lost a whole lot of money, I'm sure, over the time that everything was shut down. But did they see that connection, or was that something that just never really translated in the debate?
Well, it was always something that was like part of the package, right? Like Sherelle Parker in particular, like even when she first introduced it, all of her statements, and like as it goes on during this whole like month of talking about this, she always said like this is always about more benefits for workers. She always pushed that. It was part of the package, and she even committed like, hey, if we come to the table and it seems like this isn't benefiting the workers, she committed publicly that she was going to drop it. So yes, that was always part of the public discourse. I think what happened was that people just, and by public, and they just didn't really see the whole, like, it's not binding, like it's not legally binding, basically, to do that, because you can't do that legally. And I think that was not enough of just like a promise rather than something legally binding. I think ultimately that's what turned people off.
Okay, so let's talk about what's happening in Kensington. I have been talking a lot over the years, really, with Shannon Farrell and Tim McCloskey and other people who live in and around that community about how that community has been impacted by people who have literally just camped out in the streets in their community and won't leave. How many homeless people live on Kensington Avenue now?
Well, when I walked down just Kensington Avenue, like just the avenue, I saw at least like just with my own eyes about 100. However, the official count from the Office of Homeless Services is around 300, but police, the Philadelphia Police, their official count is around 700.
Right.
So a lot of people, there's a lot of people are experiencing homelessness just in the whole neighborhood of Kensington.
What was your impression as you walked through Kensington? Had you ever seen anything like that in your life?
The quick answer is no. And I'm not going to lie about this. Like, you know, I was there at 7 a.m. and there's still that many people out. And I just felt a lot of sadness, you know? The people on the street, obviously, like, I don't think anyone wakes up one day and wants to be experiencing homelessness that deep in drug addiction, right? And I also spoke to residents that were just like, people who live there being like, I understand they have problems, but like, I still want to leave my house. I still want my children to be out here. So everyone, it was just incredible sadness all around. It's like, no one is winning here. And it really felt, I felt that in my soul. I actually had to like take a step back later in the evening just to be like, wow, like a lot of sadness.
Yeah. So people came out to protest, and there were people on either side of it. There was a professor from believe Villanova who was supposed to be there. I don't know that she showed up, but other people showed up to say that they were advocating for these people to be able to remain on the street in this community where people live. What happened with these protests?
So what happened, because it was a protest and a counter-protest, like you said, it was like activists coming out there that were, against the planned sweep that ultimately didn't happen. And then the counter-protests were people who actually, live there, who were just like, no, we actually, we want these people to basically leave and find a different place for them, whether it's like, just not in their neighborhood, essentially. And eventually they actually came together, ultimately, because they both agreed that ultimately they want people off the street. And they came to the conclusion that, like, permanent housing is the better solution, obviously. And so this counter-protest and this protest actually, by the end, came together to protest the city, saying, like, hey, you're not doing enough, which was interesting. I've actually never seen that, which was super, super interesting. However, the caveat, Shannon Farrell, who is the head of the Civic Association there, she was like, I mean, that's great, that's awesome, and I'm glad everyone got to voice their concerns, but people are still here and nothing has changed. So she's like, that's great, but they're still in action. And she's absolutely right.
Yep, she is. So in terms of, because my understanding was people were going to come down there and actually try to give these people tents so that they could stay there. Did you see any of that?
No. Actually, what ultimately happened was there wasn't even that many people. Like, I would say like 15, 16 people who came out against the encampment. against sweeping the encampment.
Yeah.
And all they really were there to was just like monitor, make sure that, these people aren't being harassed, and, basically police were being nice to them, for lack of a better term. That's really what they were there for. So, but no, there wasn't like any violence. There didn't really come with any supplies, really. They were just there to, like, be eyes and ears.
So this professor that I mentioned earlier has filed suit to try, or is talking about filing suit to keep these people living on the street in a community where she doesn't live. So tell us about the lawsuit.
Okay. She did officially file it. I believe that was on Wednesday. She officially did file it. And basically the suit is saying it hinges on the fact that she's alleging that it is illegal for homeless sweeps to happen because there isn't physically enough shelters or beds in the city to house all these people. So you're sweeping these people from encampment to encampment rather than actually giving them permanent housing. So the lawsuit isn't necessarily saying that, like, hey, we want people to, like, remain on the street. It's more like they have no place to go. And until you give them a place to go, this is illegal. So that's what the suit says. They actually just had their first hearing on Wednesday as well. And the city is not talking right now because it's a pending lawsuit, but they have about a week before they have to make up a defense. So we'll see how that goes. She did do a lawsuit like this last year too, unsuccessfully. So
yeah. Now, did you get the opportunity to talk to any of the people who are actually living there? And did you get the sense that they actually would want to leave and go and live in a shelter if they had the opportunity to do that?
Actually, quite a few people said it's not. They actually don't love the shelter idea. At least a lot of them, and the reason for that is they said that it's actually more dangerous in a lot of situations. They talked about being assaulted in the shelters. They talked about, like, not having adequate health care and being abused. And they said, like, actually, in a lot of cases, it's safer to be outside than it is in the shelter, which I thought was an interesting point. And I did not even know that until I was there, and that perspective.
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective. I mean, one of the things that I've done, and Taylor, because we know I've had a lot of jobs, right? There's one thing I do is I work, right? So one of the jobs that I had was homeless outreach, and the people who did not want to leave the streets would say that the shelters were more dangerous than the streets, and but ultimately there were some underlying issues as well why they didn't want to leave, and so I think some of that is going on here, and it's a tough thing because you can't make somebody get help if they don't want it, and I think that might be part of the underlying issue that's going on there. So in terms of solutions, what are people talking about in terms of ultimately what's going to happen with these people?
That's the thing, Solomon. No one really has an answer. Not really. The Office of Homeless Services says that, like, hey, we do have social workers out there, and they say that, that they're at least counting people, and they're trying to offer, like, beds and whatnot. But even from their own admission, they said they have about only 100 beds or so, at least as of on Wednesday they said that, and police estimate there's 700 people out there. Like, there's not a lot of options here, at least none that are actually being implemented right now, being stated. And just like what Shannon Farrell said, she's like, we've been waiting for 4 years, okay? Like, and nothing is going on. And in a lot of ways, she's not wrong. Like, this lawsuit is happening, whatever. But as far as, like, people who are actually there, residents, and for the people who are experiencing homelessness, there is not an immediate solution.
We're talking with Taylor Allen from Plan Philly. She's their housing reporter. So you also talked about the Housing Trust Fund. Derek Green's got a bill. What happened with that?
Well, it passed unanimously yesterday. And what that bill is saying is that there should be mandated funding from the general fund in every budget to the end of time, basically. That should go straight to the Housing Trust Fund. Should not even be a debate. He wants 0.5%, which equals about $26 million to go into it every single year. The reason he did that is because Kenny, a few years ago, promised to give $20 million to the Housing Trust Fund every single year for 5 years. But, you know, budget negotiations happen, and sometimes it doesn't always happen on his side, and so city council has to fight for it basically every year. And this is just a way to, like, not fight every single year.
Okay. And so what does the Housing Trust Fund actually do?
Well, the Housing Trust Fund is supposed to be, like, the biggest entity funding scheme for affordable housing in the city. It's supposed to be basically a bucket just for, you know, the city to build, maintain, and like home repairs just to keep things affordable in the city. It gets a lot of their funding from like recording deeds and also new developers that pay into it when they want things like more height or more density in their buildings. So it's just like a real big bucket of money for different affordable projects around the city.
Okay. All right. So that passed unanimously. So the mayor, is he expected to sign?
No, is the quick answer. The Kenny administration already outrightly said that they would oppose it. They don't want anything that's binding them for anything, basically. They want to go through the normal budget negotiation project. And Green has already stated, he's like, I hope not, but expect that this might be vetoed, and so he's like ready in the back to like try to round up council members to potentially override if it comes to that. So we'll see if that works out for him.
All right. That's Taylor Allen from Planned Philly. She's their housing reporter. Taylor, where can people find your work?
WHYY.org.
All right. Taylor, as always, thank you. We'll talk to you soon. Enjoy Juneteenth.
You too. Thank you.
All right. So if you want to get in, it's 215-634-8065. Of course, you can do that after we talk with Akbar Hassan. It is Friday, Kawesa, and I'm telling you, I'm tired of people messing up their money. And so we got Akbar Hassan, who's going to be joining us on the other side of this break. He's got a question he's going to answer from one of our listeners talking about finances. So Akbar Hassan, financial consultant extraordinaire. On the other side, I am Solomon Jones. This is WURD. We'll be right back.
WURD is supported by Temple University, which is Philadelphia's public university. At Temple, students are surrounded by change makers who offer meaningful contributions to our city, country, and the world. Our facility, staff, and students are thought leaders who propose solutions for racial disparities, break down barriers to opportunity, champion equal rights, and challenge oppressive ideas. We believe that empowered minds preserve, and every member of the Temple community deserves space to shine. Enterprise Exterminators, located at 4943 Wayne Avenue, has been in business since 1976 and can eliminate whatever pest problems you have. Enterprise specializes in bed bugs, lanternflies, and termites. Call for your free termite inspection today. Do-it-yourself kits are available. Enterprise Exterminators, servicing Philadelphia, Delaware, and New Jersey. Call now, 215-849-7070. Ask us about the WURD and senior discounts.
Hey, this is Pastor Waller of the Enon Tabernacle Baptist Church in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Did you know that 1 in 6 black men in our community are going to be diagnosed with prostate cancer? That is 76% more than our white brothers. And in fact, we die at 120% of their death rate. This is a real issue. And I want you to know about Prostate Health Education Network, or PHIN, who is leading the fight against prostate cancer in our community. I want to encourage you to go to prostatehealthed.org to get all of the information you need. We don't have to die from this disease, but we must arm ourselves with the knowledge about treatment and trials, the knowledge about early detection, and that it is not a death sentence if you know what to do about it. So I encourage you to connect with PHIN and help save a brother's life.
Black women and girls are being killed by the police, by intimate partners, and through gun violence. Save the date for the Say Her Name March for Justice on Sunday, June 27 at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. in West Philly. This march is organized by New Voices for Reproductive Justice. We honor the lives of Breonna Taylor, Dominique Remy Fales, and Ma'Khia Bryant. Register, donate, and support this march at sayhernamephilly.org. That's sayhernamephilly.org.
Employers, are you hiring? WURD has got you covered. We just launched a brand new job portal to help connect you with diverse talent in Philadelphia and beyond. To have your job featured on our job portal, give us a call at 215-425-7875 or send us an email at sales@wordradio.com. Check out the job portal today on our livelihood website at wordworks.com. That's WURDworks.com and click jobs. Now, a traffic update on WURD Radio.
Good morning. This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Not too bad here in Philadelphia this Friday morning. Schuylkill Expressway eastbound. A little slow, 202 to Gulf Mills. Busy from the Conshohocken curve into Belmont. Earlier, disabled vehicle crews made pretty quick work of that. Westbound side broad to Passyunk, heavy through construction. Delays against City out to Belmont. Then jammed King of Prussia to 202 through a work zone. Westbound Vine slows Parkway through the Schuylkill. Eastbound delays off the Schuylkill through Broad Street. 95 southbound. Cotman down through Girard. Generally slow there still this morning. Looking at 55 northbound between Deptford and 42. Delays there already easing out now. Now is the time to get a new job. Express Employment Professionals never charges job seekers a fee and has more than 35,000 job openings with high demand in construction, driving, logistics, and administrative jobs. Find the location near you at expresspros.com or on the Express Jobs app. For more traffic information, log on to SIGAlert.com. Jim Bachman with your Philadelphia area traffic.
Now, a WURD weather update. Here's NBC 10 First Alert meteorologist Bill Henley.
Our stretch of beautiful spring weather continues again today. Lots of sunshine this morning, partly sunny this afternoon, a high of 85 degrees. Clouds increase tonight along with the humidity and a chance of storms overnight tonight. Then hot and humid Saturday, a high of 90 degrees. Another round of storms coming through Saturday night. Back to sunshine with hot, humid conditions for Monday, up to 92. I'm NBC 10 First Alert meteorologist Bill Henley.
It's Wake Up with WURD, hosted by Solomon Jones. Right now on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD.
Don't do it. There's other ways to celebrate your anniversary other than going in debt. The fact that it's credit card debt tells me it's not any debt that was, needed. Past performance is not indicative of future results. So with that qualifier, don't walk, run.
And now, Akbar Hassan, only on Wake Up with WURD.
Good morning. This is Solomon Jones on 900 AM, 96.1 FM, WURD, and I'm going to welcome you back to Wake Up with WURD. Joining us now is Akbar Hassan. He's a personal financial advisor counseling individuals and small businesses. He has 3 decades of corporate finance experience in 2 of the world's largest law firms. He unwraps the mystery of money, offering practical, insightful, and easy-to-understand guidance. Akbar, good morning.
Good morning, Solomon. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing well. The next cohort for Man Up starts next week, as you talked about. And when I think about the session that I sat in on, it's amazing to hear the mentees explain how they transitioned from a person who was like, okay, I have goals and dreams to, this other type of person. And, they basically laid it out in a roadmap as to how to fix the problem. And that was amazing. And I know you're amazed also, just hearing some of the mentees say the same thing, but in different cohorts.
Yeah.
So it's like, just the problem. They're there, they're living it every day, and they're telling us this is the problem. So, we're tackling it one person at a time, making making them make that transition to a working member of society. But the ultimate goal is one day just to have that pipeline turned off, where there's no one else coming out of that pipeline that we have to, mentor anymore. That would be a wonderful day.
Yeah. It'll be even more wonderful when they turn around and mentor others. And that's what I'm looking for from them, man. And I'm impressed with our young men, because one of the things that people assume is that they assume these young men are stupid. Far from it. And so, to be able to try to tap into all that they have to offer and try to turn it into a positive direction, man. I really love the work that we do. I do. I love it.
Yep. It's needed, and we're making a difference. So let's just keep on going.
Yeah, no doubt. So, Akbar, of course, one of the things you'd come in and talk to them about is finances, and we appreciate that. But you talked to our audiences about that as well. And so we got a question from a listener this week. What is the question we have this week from our listener?
Question is, let me start by saying I'm guilty of spending all my stimulus money. I wanted to save something, but the stores got the best of me. I don't want to make the same mistake with the child credit coming next month, but I want to treat my children to a good summer. Is it possible to do both? I'd rather show my children a good time, as that's what the money is intended. Actually, that's a very good and timely question. Let me start by saying that don't feel bad or guilty that you spent all your stimulus money, okay? Because the reality is that was the purpose of the stimulus, to boost and to juice the economy. So, think about it. If everyone saved their stimulus, the economy would not be affected at all, zero, right? So the purpose was to put the money in people's hands so they can pay down some bills, spend some money, but also help save restaurants and stores in your community that were hurting. All right.
Yep.
So the question is, was your spending impactful, and at the minimum, impactful in your community? All right. So you really have to think about that, because a lot of people took that money, went online, bought some bling, and or something that's disposable or whatever, and had no meaning in their life, but they wanted it, and it did not impact anyone or any store in their community, and really didn't impact themselves. Now the money's gone. All right. So you really have to think about it now. All right. So the child tax credits are coming out, and the question is it possible to do both? Absolutely. It's possible to both save and treat your children, because, it's said that the purpose of this child credit is to help bring kids and children out of poverty. And one of the ways to show them a way out of poverty is really to show them a good time, show them a good summer. But it has to be planned. Okay? It has to be planned, like anything. I think one of the reasons that people spent their money is because, they didn't have any money, so they were so happy to get it in their hands, but also it was not planned. So, with a plan, knowing how much you're going to get, now you can plan what is your summer going to be with. Now, the summer is July, August, September, so you just have 3 months. So maybe the back end of August or whatever, you can do something with your children, but plan your trip now, but also plan to save. It's not, and the reason I say that is because you're really not expecting this. If this is like money from your salary, then you will already have plans where you apply to your budget and say, okay, what can I do with it? With this, it's free money given to you. So now you can carve a portion aside for your children. That's what it was intended for. But also make a plan to pay down your debt, all right, if you have any. A lot of people do have debt, and a lot of people have that mindset is, as long as I pay the minimum, I'm good, and I'm going to be in this position for the rest of my life, so I might as well just pay down the minimum. That's not a way to think. You can get yourself out of debt if you, apply yourself and make more than the minimum payments and have a strategy of just stop using that credit card, pay down more than the minimum, and over time, that debt will go down, and you will have a better life. Save some. want to. Actually, you need to save, because you need to save for a rainy day. You need to save your salary. You don't want to be in a bind when something happens and you need to borrow money, or you have to move or whatever. Save for that rainy day, because the rain does come. And if you are fortunate enough to your spending is good, your savings is good, your children are taken care of, then look into investing some of it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the next thing. Look into investing in some of it, because the stock market is doing well. It's going to do well for the foreseeable future. New companies are growing. I read a report last week that said that, as you're probably aware of, that employers are finding a hard time finding employees. Right.
That's right. Yep.
And the obvious reason is because they have the unemployment, or people are watching their kids still. People are afraid of COVID. But I heard that one of the reasons is a lot of people started their own businesses.
Okay.
So many people during this time of COVID, so many people started their own businesses. They said, what do I have to lose? So, we all the businesses closed. We all have a clean slate. So many people started businesses that they're not going back. These businesses are going to become big businesses. Okay, they're going to become the next whatever. Some of them are, and so we need to keep an eye on them. But the point is that that's where you invest in upper coming and growing companies, and you need to keep an eye on that. So you can choose to spend money on frivolous things that are meaningless, that depreciate, that have that really bring your house down. I mean, it would be a shame to have thousands of dollars come through your hand and go through your hand, and your kids are not doing any better. So make a plan of doing those three things: spending, spending on things that you need in the community, save it, invest it, and make sure you treat your children to something good this summer.
Yeah, I love it, man. And it's interesting to hear you say that. I thought the thing that really piqued my curiosity was when you said that people take the money and spend it online as compared to spending it in their community. What's the difference, Akbar?
Well, the difference is your community is one big circle. Your community is one big circle. Your community gives back to you, all right? Your community is where you live at. You want to spend it in I call it your tribe. You want to spend it in your area. That's where you have your relationships with. That's where your neighbors work at. That's that whole relationship, all right? When you spend it online, you're buying it from a store in California or someplace that does not know your name, doesn't have any impact on your life. All right? So you're giving that money outside the community. You're transferring. It's almost like going on a vacation to a foreign country where they look for export money that's imported, from someplace else. You're giving money outside your community. So does that help your community grow? No, it doesn't. You're helping someone else's community grow. In a perfect world, or in a good world, we would love to spend money in our community, but then have other people come in and spend money in our community. But you're doing the reverse someplace else. So, keep that money in our community. I mean, our community needs it. Our community is, Philadelphia, its surrounding areas, but also your immediate community, your immediate corner store. I heard you talk to JD Auto the other day. And that was excellent interview. Excellent interview.
Thank you.
I was like, wow, that was great. But there are so many other companies like JD Auto that have good, reputable, quality service, and we just need to patronize them. We just need to patronize them. So we do that, we'll be on the path, and we're already on the path, but we just need to keep on doing it, and, we'll be fine.
All right. So, beautiful, wonderful advice, man, about that stimulus money and making sure that you have something to show for it, you and your household. Akbar, how do people get in touch with you?
I'm on email at akbar-hassan@comcast.net. and Twitter at AK Hassan Real.
All right. Akbar Hassan, as always, man, thank you so much.
Thank you, Solomon.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. So, 215-634-8065 is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we're talking about on this morning show. 215-634-8065 is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD. Of course, on the other side of the break, Kawesa is going to bless us with a song. Kawesa, have you decided what you're going to sing?
I have decided what I'm going to sing. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Can you give us a hint?
I don't know if people will get it. I'm not sure. So there is an artist, and her name is Randy Crawford. And the song that she sings, there's several. One song is called Street Life, which is a song that I love.
Oh, I love Street Life.
Yeah, that's a good song too. I toggle between that song and the one that I'm going to be singing today, but it has something to do with the sky.
Ah, something to do with the sky. Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna let that marinate. Let people think about that. But you know, when you mention the song "Street Life," I think about Styx, our cat. Okay. So Styx manipulated her way into our house, right? She was a cat that lived outside, and she started coming around, and you know, she would sidle up to the kids, and the kids would pet her, and then after a while they start feeding her, and you know, once you start feeding them, that's it. Right? That's it. And she liked to play with sticks, and that's why we called her Styx. And one day she ran in the house. You know what I mean? I'm like, you don't live here. You know what I mean? And they had to convince me. You know, they was crying and, oh, we want the cat. Oh, we want the, you know. So eventually I said, all right, well, if y'all take care of the cat, you know, y'all can have the cat. Just I don't want to have nothing to do. Y'all take care of this cat. And of course, I've cleaned litter and fed the cat and all of that. That was a lie. You know, I ended up taking care of the cat too. But her theme song, we decided, was Street Life by Randy Crawford.
Oh, wow.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Because while she is a house cat, we'll let her out. You know what I mean? She'll go out front. Somehow make her way around back, come back through the gate, under the gate, you know what I mean? Come in the house. But yeah, Street Life, that's her theme song. So we love Randy Crawford as well. We got a couple of minutes, so we're going to take your calls. If you want to, you can give us a call. 215-634-8065 is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we're talking about on this morning's show. 215-634-8065. You can, of course, also weigh in on Facebook at ForWord, at FORWRD. That's FORWURD. Al from the Northeast is on line one. Go ahead, Al.
Hey, good morning, Solomon and Kawisa. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Happy Juneteenth.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm a little ambivalent about Juneteenth, though, because you see how fast that it got passed. It seems like whenever it's some kind of celebratory thing, they're quick. Oh, yeah, it's nothing of any, you know. I mean, it means a lot to us and a lot of other people, but it needs more. We have to do things with more substance other than just celebrating all the time. We have to, you know, get to work, you know, and, you know, like with elections and things of that nature. But that being said, I'm still going to celebrate it. And I think I'm going to start a tradition in my house where we're going to buy some chains and, you know, shackle ourselves and then break those chains to symbolize, you know, physical and mental liberation. So I think that'd be a nice little thing to do every year.
Okay.
And, you know, and everything that goes with that. But again, and like I was saying, when Reagan passed the Martin Luther King bill, Reagan, the drug-dealing racist president, destroyed generations with crack while his wife is over here, oh, just say no to my husband's drugs. You know, what hypocrisy, you know. So, you know, that's why I love the holidays. You know, we need something. It's a part of American history, not just black history. And, you know, it needs to be told. But you have to watch the Republicans and the people like that. That, you know, they give us, you know, party. Yeah, go party. Well, we'll take care of business. We're going to keep the status quo going. But you people go out there and party and have y'all fun. And, you know, nothing's going to really change. Just get a party. But
I hear you, man. I want to thank you for your call this morning on WRD. Let's go to Brother Hurt from North Philly on line 2. Go ahead, Brother Hurt.
What up, son? I love you guys.
What up, man?
Hey, son, I got a song for y'all. Say it loud. We back in the back. I love you. AM 902. 641. Listen, you in there too. Have a good weekend. Love you guys. Peace.
All right, man. All right, we appreciate it, Brother Hurt, and thank you for that James Brown rendition, man. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. We're gonna go on the other side of this break, and it is Friday's song with Kawisa. She's gonna bless us on the other side. I'm Solomon Jones. We'll be right back.
From safe to seamless, convenient to contactless, and local to express, SEPTA is the Philly way to go. Plan your trip at iseptaphilly.com.
COVID's put life on pause way too long. Vaccines prevent nearly 100% of hospitalizations and death from COVID-19. So far, over 100 million people have decided to press play by getting theirs. And now everyone 12 and older can get one. Keep listening for vaccine locations close to you or text your zip code to 438-829. Message and data rates apply. We can do this. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hi, I'm Solomon Jones. I'm the morning drive host of Wake Up with WURD here at WURD Radio in Philadelphia. This time last year, we couldn't go to work, school, church, or even out to eat. We were all separated and trying to be safe at home. People we knew and loved were getting sick and dying from COVID-19. Well, now there's a vaccine. It's safe, it's available, and it's free. Get the vaccine. It's the right thing to do. Think about those who got sick or died. Think about what they would tell you to do. And then do what I did. Get your free COVID-19 vaccine at blackdoctorsconsortium.com.
Woodmere Art Museum is proud to present an outdoor jazz and poetry concert to commemorate Juneteenth 2021. Celebrate the determination of the human spirit and pursuit of freedom, surrounded by art and nature on the museum's grounds, located at 9201 Germantown Avenue. The Arpeggio Jazz Ensemble and lyricist and author Nina Lirispect Ball will give voice to the power of creativity in meeting the social and political challenges of our times. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit woodmereartmuseum.org.
It's Wake Up with WURD, hosted by Solomon Jones. Right now on WURD Radio,
96.1 FM
and 900 AM WURD.
Good morning. This is Solomon Jones on 900 AM, 96.1 FM, WURD. And I want to welcome you back to Wake Up with WURD. The time is now 8:44 a.m. The temperature is 69 degrees. And this time and temperature check sponsored by SEPTA. From safe to seamless, convenient to contactless, and local to express, SEPTA is the Philly way to go. Plan your trip at iseptaphilly.com. All right, so it is time for something we look forward to every single week when Kawesa blesses us with Friday's song. Kawesa, you gave us a hint earlier. What have you decided to sing today?
So I know it's pretty vague, but the song that I have chosen is actually called Cajun Moon. So that is the song that I'm going to sing today. Okay. Cajun moon, where does your power lie as you move across the southern sky? You took my baby way too soon. What have you done, Cajun moon? Someday, baby, when you want your man and you find him gone, just like the wind, don't trouble your mind, whatever you do, 'cause Cajun moon took him from you. Cajun moon, where does your power lie as you move across the southern sky? You took my baby way too soon. What have you done, Cajun moon? Daylight fades and the night comes on. You can hear the silence of this song. Don't trouble your mind, whatever you do. 'Cause he got me like he got you. Cajun moon, where does your power lie as you move across the southern sky? You took my baby way too soon. What have you done, Cajun moon? What have you done, Cajun moon?
Wow. Wow, that is so soulful, right? It's you plucked the jewel. You plucked the jewel out of you dug in the crates. That's what you did. Now, tell us about that song.
You know, honestly, I don't know much about this song. What I will tell you though is that, and I think I've talked about it before in the past, where, you know, as a child, I would go to bed with a jazz station that's no longer, you know, in Philly anymore, but they would play jazz music all night long, and I would just keep it on, and I would go to sleep with music. And this song, along with, you know, Street Life, that would come on, and I love this song. And Mommy Mathis and I, we were driving last weekend, and this song came on, and it just brought back so many happy memories for me. All those songs that would play when I would just be asleep, and it would just take me into the best slumberland that I'd ever been in, because I love music, of course. And so I think that that's the perfect thing to fall asleep to, you know, outside of just, because I don't want to listen to the TV blasting. I like my music, and I like it to be calm and peaceful. And Randy Crawford is kind of one of those folks to me that just has this amazing talent, but people don't know much about her. You know, she actually had a lot of success, I think, over in Britain, but not as much success here. And it stinks that, you know, that wasn't the case, because I love hearing her voice and kind of just how I feel when I hear that song. And so that's why I chose it, because memory came back, and I wanted to share that memory with you all.
Well, we love it. We absolutely love it. You know, music is just such a beautiful language, and it's deep, because when you talk about, you know, her as an artist having more success in Britain and not having as much success here, you know, it's a fickle industry, man. You know, sometimes the people with the most talent don't experience the most success in the American music industry and entertainment in general. But I'm glad that she experienced it somewhere. You know, there are some artists here who made the mistake of figuring that success meant crossing over and being, you know, popular with the majority community, whereas it's like, no, just we love you here. And sometimes that's not enough, because I think as an artist you're always trying to reach for that next level. So it's interesting. It really is. It's interesting. I don't know if you've ever watched some of the documentaries on some of the old groups that were out, Kawesa. Have you ever watched any of those documentaries?
Yeah, I do. And
oh man,
it's the history and the all the work and they were in them trenches, but they believed in the music so much and wanted to make sure that other folks were able to hear that music and hear their voice. And, you know, sometimes it's tragic sometimes when you hear about, you know, kind of where they're at. Sometimes it's like they made this great music, but, you know, you have people who were ripping them off and people trying to, you know, steal their music, steal their shine, their thunder. And but then when they play those songs, you can see the good times roll back and flood back into those artists. And I love seeing that. It's like that sparkle, that glimmer behind their eye. And so it's always beautiful to me to watch that, understand that, it's a struggle, you know, being in the industry, but also seeing just how much they love music, and that's what kept them going.
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to hear from you. You give us a call. 215-634-8065 is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we're talking about this morning. 215-634-8065. 4WRD-65 is the number that you can call to get in. You can also weigh in on Facebook at 4WURD, at FORWRD. That's FORWURD. That's where you can go to let us know your comments on what's happening. Of course, Juneteenth is tomorrow. How are you celebrating Juneteenth? We want to hear from you. Let us know. Father's Day, of course, coming up this weekend as well. And we want to hear from you on that as well. 215-634-8065 is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. And you can also, of course, weigh in on Facebook at 4WURD, at FORWURD. That's FORWURD. Diane from South Philly is on line 3. Go ahead, Diane.
Good morning, Solomon.
Good morning.
And Sugar Lady said, good morning, Uncle Son.
Oh, tell Sugar Lady I said, hey. Good morning.
Oh, listen, I'm hoping to take her to Juneteenth, but she's going to hang out with her dad on Father's Day, which is fantastic. Solomon and South Philly, we had our open gathering. Glad to be here, God, thank you, at 24th for Morton. But also, we were just informed that they're trying to take Washington Avenue and convert it into one lane. So our job is never done.
That's mighty wide to be one lane.
Yes, I know. Trying to turn it into one lane. There's a lot of traffic in that area, the 64 bus, and the community getting together. But Solomon, we want you to have a blessed, positive, overwhelming, oh, baby, I can handle it Father's Day, and all men out here still up there. Love you.
Love you back, and thank you so much. I appreciate that, and thank you for your call this morning on WURD. Of course, folks weighing in as well on Facebook at 4WURD, at FORWURD. That's FORWURD. Kawesa, what are they saying this morning on Facebook?
So we do have a few comments here. So bear with me, I'm pulling it back up. We have Lisa Bryce Gray saying, our city is under the Cajun moon right now. Very fitting for today. Thanks. And then also Walter Davis says, Cajun moon, Kawesa, little sis, you took us to that harmonious moon. And then also Gloria Robinson says, happy blessed Father's Day, Solomon, and all dads. Ayatunde Garrett just weighed in. Beautiful Kawesa, you brought back a memory for me. I never wanted a TV, just a radio, a boombox as a teenager to listen to music. So I hear that. Those little boom boxes, little, Walkmans, Discmans, oh, I love those. Those are my favorite. Oh, that brings back a memory for me. I had a really cool Walkman. I put a little cassette tape in there, and it was like pink and green and purple, and it had all these different colors on it. I let somebody borrow it, and they broke it. Yeah, they broke it. So, but I loved it. I loved it. Also, Brenda Bellinger says, happy Father's Day, Solomon. So that's another comment. Billy Miller says, thank you for allowing us to share your gift. Never heard that song before. That was tremendously done. That was all that. Thank you so much, Mr. Miller. I appreciate that. Sean Wright Dupree says, amazing, Kawesa. That was amazing. She has little hand clap emojis. Thank you. Zen Motley says, oh, that was good. Just like a big bowl of gumbo. I could eat under a Cajun moon right on that. Thank you for another great song. So you're very welcome. Thank you. And then Gloria Gainey says, take me home, Sister Kawesa. So that was another comment that we have here. And a couple folks did weigh in on YouTube. Lola Khan says, I can't. Styx has a theme song. The cat. She said that was a cute, funny story. Need to laugh a lot and to keep sane. So she says, LOL. That was definitely a great story. Malcolm White says, go Kawesa. Miss Congeniality says, powerful voice. Thank you. Karen Jackson says, beautiful. And Maverick 262, I guess, is calling me the voice of a generation. Thank you. That feels heavy. That feels like a heavy load to carry, but I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Denise 815 says, Queen Kawesa, I love that song. And so that's another comment that we have here. Dwayne Wallace says, Black fathers rock. Yes, they do. And then also, I think I might have already mentioned shouting out Alex H., but he also said, great reporting, Taylor. So those are a few comments that we have on Facebook and also on YouTube. Keep them coming, and I'll make sure that I read them as they come.
All right. So we appreciate all of your comments. And, of course, we're talking about just a number of things on this morning's show. Juneteenth, now a federal holiday passed out of Congress, signed by Joe Biden yesterday. And so it is a new federal holiday, Juneteenth, which means federal workers will get the day off. We're hoping that other folks, hint, hint, will get the day off as well. Look here, man. Black people need to be off on Juneteenth, Kawesa. You know what I'm saying? Blackity black. Look, we need that day off. So also the Supreme Court dismissed a challenge to the Affordable Care Act on Thursday in a decision that'll leave the law intact and save health care coverage for millions of Americans. And, of course, story number 3, my commentary for the day, politics is the art of the deal. And yesterday, City Council reached a compromise to spend $70 million a year, $70 million, period, fighting gun violence. And that's good. That is great. That's a wonderful commitment. Of course, City Council has the power of the budget, and so that matters. But let's not fool ourselves into thinking that money in any amount and by itself is the cure for what's happening on our streets, because unlike politicians, the streets don't compromise. Bullets don't compromise. Death does not compromise. So we can't pretend that the deal is the thing that'll make the violence go away. It'll take time. It'll take collaboration. And yes, it's going to take love. That's what I've learned as a father and a mentor, that if you love a young person and they know it, you can speak real truth in love. As one of our mentees told us during one of our Man Up PHL sessions, I don't care what you say to me, it's how you say it. And he was so right. So as we enter this weekend, celebrating Juneteenth, celebrating fatherhood, and hoping for the best with that $70 million the city's spending on gun violence, I want to paraphrase that young man's wisdom. Because when it comes to gun violence, I don't care how much you spend. It's how you spend it. We're going to go to break. On the other side, it's what's trending. And then right back to your calls. I'm Solomon Jones. We'll be right back.
In 2019, the Pennsylvania Juneteenth Initiative hosted the largest Juneteenth parade and festival in the history of America, attracting over 25,000 participants. Join us and WURD for a live broadcast on Saturday, June 19th, 9 a.m. at 52nd and Haverford, the Spectrum Healthcare Building. Then join the march to Malcolm X Park in support of making Juneteenth a national holiday. Meet and greet WURD personalities, support black vendors, and let your voice be heard. See you Saturday, June 19th, 9 a.m. at 52nd and Haverford. Juneteenth.
Hi, this is John.
Hi, this is Juanita, owners of JD's Auto Body and Painting. We're located at 6300 Wayne Avenue, right there at the intersection of Wayne and Washington Lane.
We really like to thank all you WURD listeners for the support that you've given our business, and we really hope to see you in the future.
JD, tell them about our products and services we have.
We have a new state-of-the-art paint shop along with our body shop and detail shop. We can help you with the dents and scratches from the winter season.
Come to JD's Auto Body and Painting. Come on out and check us out. We're still honoring that WURD 10% discount. Give us a call, 215-848-5949. Again, 215-848-5949.
Thanks again for supporting our business. We really appreciate you.
See you at JD's Auto Body and Painting.
Black women and girls are being killed by the police, by intimate partners, and through gun violence. Save the date for the Say Her Name March for Justice on Sunday, June 27 at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. in West Philly. This march is organized by New Voices for Reproductive Justice. We honor the lives of Breonna Taylor, Dominique Remy-Fales, and Ma'Khia Bryant. Register, donate, and support this march at sayhernamephilly.org. That's sayhernamephilly.org.
Be sure to tune in this Sunday at 2 p.m. for the Physicians on Air show with host Dr. Alexander.
Join WURD Radio Saturday, June 19th from 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. as we celebrate Juneteenth, Freedom Day, live at 52nd and Haverford in front of Spectrum Health. WURD Radio will kick off the 2021 Juneteenth celebration, hosting the live broadcast and the launch of the official Juneteenth March to Malcolm X Park. 2021 has shined with the reemergence of community support and public observance that helped this landmark event's legacy grow brighter than ever. As we pay tribute to Black lives lost and honor Black voices being heard, we invite you to join WURD Radio host Michael Cord on Saturday, June 19th from 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. at 5200 Haverford Avenue. And if you haven't started or renewed your WURD membership, you can sign up on site for the discounted early bird rate of just $75. This broadcast is being brought to you by AARP, Comcast, Keystone First, Pico, the Pennsylvania Lottery, Spectrum Health, Ready Set Philly, Brown's Family ShopRite, and Bank of America.
It's Wake Up with WURD, hosted by Solomon Jones.
Good morning.
Right now on WURD Radio.
96.1 FM.
And 900 AM WURD. Lifting every voice.
Till earth and heaven ring.
This is WURD Radio. 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD Philadelphia.
Black Talk Media.
Circuits are busy. Here's what's trending.
Yo, that's crazy.
On Wake Up with WURD.
Well, actor and television host Nick Cannon has welcomed a set of twin boys with partner Abby De La Rosa. Nick Cannon already has a set of twins with singer Mariah Carey and 2 other children. If you're keeping track, that's 6, and Cannon is also expecting his 7th child with model Alyssa Scott.
And another Hollywood love story has come to an end. According to multiple reports, Lala Anthony officially filed for divorce from Carmelo Anthony in New York on June 17th. Multiple sources say the couple has been separated for a while but remain friends. They both wanted to take time to ensure a private and smooth transition in their relationship for their 14-year-old son, Kyan Carmelo Anthony.
And as the 1-year anniversary of actress Naya Rivera's untimely death approaches, her ex-boyfriend Taj Mowry is opening up about the impact that their relationship still has on him to this day. Mowry, the little brother to actresses Tia and Tamara Mowry, reveals that nothing has ever stacked up to his first love with Rivera. He admits that he still finds it difficult to speak about her death, but that he chooses his words carefully when he does talk about her out of respect for her family. And that is what's trending.
That's what's trending right here on WURD Radio. You can, of course, give us a call. Let us know what you think at 215-634-8065. That is 215-634-8065. You can also weigh in on Facebook at ForWord at FORWRD. That's FORWURD. And let us know your comments on these stories. So, Kawesa, Nick Cannon is busy. Busy young man.
Happy Father's Day.
Boy, got 18 kids. Like, boy,
I was like,
calm down.
And that 7th one was a shock because I'm like, read through the story and I'm like, okay, congratulations, all right, and then I'm like, wait, what?
I know. So does that mean? Let me see. Let me try to time that out. Right. This boy got everybody pregnant. What's wrong with you?
Know. Oh, man. At least he got the money to back it up, man.
Yeah. Well, that's like Eddie Murphy with 10. Eddie Murphy got like 10.
He has a brood. He got a lot of kids. But
he got a little team. They can play like 5-on-5. They can, like, man. But Nick is there's gonna be a whole lot of little Nicks running around. You know what I mean? And he seemed to be like, okay, so I wonder if there's like a genetic nature to the whole twin thing with him having twins with 2 women.
Yeah, I mean, twins. I have a twin brother, and so they say like it skips a generation. But that I guess that didn't happen with him. He was the generation that got hit with the twins. That's what happened. So I think that it must be something going on. But yeah, I think it is. That's what they say. I don't have any scientific proof to this, but they say it skips a generation. So he's the generation that I think got hit with them twins.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to hear from you. You give us a call, 215-634-8065. That is 215-634-8065. That is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we're talking about on this morning show, 215-634. What you say, Kawesa? Happy Father's Day.
I sure did. Happy Father's Day, Nick. You go, boy.
I know, right? Lord have mercy. 215-634-8065 is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD. Sister Murray from Northern Liberties is online too. Good morning.
Good morning, Solomon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Happy Father's Day. And
Thank you.
All the fathers.
Mm-hmm.
And Queen Kawesa, thank you so much for blessing us on Fridays. We really need that at the end of the week. But Solomon, before I go, listen, I hope that the councilmen, with all this money that they're about to receive, and they're talking about the program, I hope that they turn your way and put some money into your program so that you can continue to be running strong, because you can use that extra money, and the people need to have that program so that we can change lives, because you are changing lives, and you are making a difference. So, Darryl Clark, look Solomon's way. If you're listening, give him a call. Make sure that some of that money goes into that program. Solomon, look, have a good weekend. Happy Father's Day. Happy June 10th. You guys are blessed. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, and thank you for your support. We certainly appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think that any number of organizations should see, you know, some of that money, and you know, to help the situation with gun violence in the city of Philadelphia. I mean, it is it's a serious situation, man, and I've been to more than one funeral for people who have died from gun violence in the city of Philadelphia. There's another one today, and of course, we're praying for the family. But it's serious and it's real, and we need to be able to help these young men and young women to change their lives and to live their lives and to have an expectation to go beyond the age of 21 or 25. You know, they deserve at least that. And in order for us to do that, we need to be able to work with them on a street level and on the ground level and on a community level to help them turn things around. And so, yes, we hope that Man Up PHL will receive some funding, but we hope that, you know, other organizations will too, that Amir will receive some funding, that Mothers in Charge will receive some funding, that Black Men Engaging Neighborhoods and the Black Male Community Council and other organizations will receive some money, because, you know, when you're working on the ground level with our folks, you know, it takes money. And I'm so grateful for the people in our organization who help us to raise money. Akbar Hassan, Cheryl McFadden, shout out to y'all, because you're doing a fantastic job. Young Jonathan, who runs the website, doing a fantastic job. Kenneth Dean, Sean Robinson, Pamela Washington, Rashida Henry, like all of these people behind the scenes, because y'all look at it and think it's just me. No, it's not just me. It's me, you know, working with a bunch of other people who really make this thing go, you know. Brother BG, Brother Clyde, Brother Stanley, like all of these people, man, Brother Herb, who make this thing go, Brother Hazim, like all of these folks, Brother Kali, you know, it's so many people who are actually out here, man, doing this work, and it's serious work. Brother Andre, you know what I mean? And the deep thing that I've learned is this, that a lot of times we talk about, you know, credible messengers, and it has to be somebody who's been through it, and this and that. And people, we all have some experience around gun violence, whether it's knowing somebody who was victimized by it. Some of us have come out of, you know, situations where we've been involved in it. But sometimes it's the people who you least expect. You know what I mean? It's the old brother who's going to keep showing up. You know what I mean? Who not talking all that jailhouse stuff, I'm just going to keep showing up because I care, right? Who's going to be consistent, who's going to be accountable, who's going to offer opportunities like Ralph Goldsboro does. And David Sims has offered our guys some opportunities. We haven't been able to take advantage of it yet, but he's offered some opportunities. Jeff Brown, so many people, man, who are behind the scenes making this thing work, man, actually, with tangible stuff, jobs for these cats, opportunities, support systems, like all of that stuff, man. And I am so grateful to all of the people who have allowed this thing to survive, man, through this pandemic. Y'all don't know. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to y'all because there's no way in the world any one person can do this by themselves. And so to all the folks who work with us, man, at Man Up PHL, man, take a bow. Take a bow because your work is not in vain. Renee from West Oak Lane is on line 1. Go ahead, Renee.
Yeah, good morning, Salma, Kuwait, WURD family, everybody. I just want to say Kuwait's a great rendition of Cajun Moon.
Yep.
Salman, I just want to put some highlight on the Black Music Month. The real backbone of our music, our talents, and our very existence is our ancestors and our elders. I want to congratulate you on that Man Up and what you were saying about some of the young people not relate to some of our elders and our elders not relating to some of, we don't always see eye to eye with our young people and our elders. But we must also remember to be considerate of each other, plus our elders, because without them, we wouldn't even be here. And what they have experienced, the horrific racism they have experienced. And I wanted to put some highlight on Black Music Month. I wanted to say a few artists out of North Philly, like Jill Scott, Sister Sledge, yes, Eve out of Germantown, Left Eye. I don't know if you remember a group out of Mount Airy, Pieces of a Dream.
Absolutely.
We out of Mount Airy. We had Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff. South Philly had Beans Freeway and a couple of rappers, Gilly Meek Mills, and a great poet, Sonia Sanchez. And I just want to say, Solomon, in your book, you said your wife and your children really taught you about manhood. And I just want to say, Solomon, you have a great Father's Day and everybody else in Juneteenth.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thank you for your call this morning on WURD Radio. 215-634-8065 is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we are talking about on this morning's show. Let's go to Lynn from Darby on line 2. Go ahead, Lynn.
Hey, Solomon.
Hey.
Happy Friday. And I want to wish you a happy Father's Day. And I just wanted to tell the WURD family and Kuwaisa, thank you for your prayers. My daughter Indy got the job. Yay!
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. It was y'all prayer. Prayer does it. And I just wanted to tell the WURD family what the caller said yesterday, that beautiful Father's Day special on Oprah Channel comes on Saturday night at 8 or 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Everybody have a blessed weekend, and thank you so much for all y'all do. WURD, you, Solomon, happy Juneteenth, and just have a blessed weekend. Take care now.
All right. I want to thank you so much for your call this morning on WURD Radio. 215-634-8065 is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we're talking about on this morning's show. 215-634-8065 is the number. You can, of course, also weigh in on Facebook at ForWord at FORWRD. That's FORWURD. Kuwaisa, I'm trying to get myself together and really trying to figure out, am I going to watch this game tonight? I'm struggling.
So do you want to have a happy Juneteenth and happy Father's Day this weekend? That's the real question, because I feel like that's 2 days, and I feel like I don't want to put, negativity out there in the world. So I just feel like no matter what, whether they win or lose, you could just spare yourself the anxiety and then have a wonderful weekend, instead of it maybe not going the best way and then the weekend kind of stinks after that. Maybe, I don't know. I just don't have faith in Ben Simmons. I'm sorry. I just don't have faith. Like, Joel Embiid can't, like, carry the whole team. Like, come on, Ben. They pay you millions of dollars. Like, I need you to
make a foul shot.
Like one or two, or,
you know how many foul shots he done missed in the playoffs?
Don't tell me. I don't think I want to.
Okay.
How many? No, okay. I need to know how many.
45.
I'm logging off. I am. What?
45. Like, how do you do that by yourself? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. 215-634-8065. That is 215-634-8065. This is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. And let us know where you are on these various things we're talking about on this morning's show. 215-634-8065. That is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD. The Border missed 45 free throws in 10 playoffs games.
That's
45.
Sorry. And they pay him?
I mean, it's how? If you've been playing this game all your life, like, I'm not a basketball player, never claimed to be. I'm not, right? I could probably make, that many. I could make 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10. I could do that. And I don't even really play basketball. Why are you missing, as a professional basketball player, 45 foul shots in 10 playoff games? How does that even happen?
I don't have any words. That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot. It's more than 3 total teams have missed in their first 10 games of this postseason. Atlanta missed 35. That's their whole team.
You didn't have to tell me that. I feel like I didn't need to know how bad it was. I mean, it was already bad.
Yeah.
But that makes it worse.
Yeah. But this is why they losing these games. You losing the games by like 3 points. You at the foul line missing all of your foul shots. Like, 215-634-8065 is the number you can call to get in. And, I'm wishing the young man the best. I really am. Because I know it's got to be hard. But the work that you put in before, and that's with anything you do, it's the work that you put in before you actually get on the stage. That's the work that actually shows up when it's time for you to produce. It's the work that you put in before, the work that you put in when the lights aren't on, when nobody's watching, when nobody can see you, when you're by yourself. That's the work that shows up when it's time for you to actually be on. We put as much time in to doing each one of these shows as we actually do on the actual show. I mean, that's, it's the work you put in before you actually get on. And to me, I mean, how are you putting in work? If you missing like that, how are you putting in work? For real. If that's your profession, that's what they pay you to do, how you putting in work? You can't be. And that is an issue. And so what I'm hoping is that for him, whatever happens after these playoffs and for the season, that you realize, man, you got to put in work. You really do have to put in work before it comes to the moment where you have to produce. And so I wish him well. I don't wish him ill. I don't. But, your work shows up in the moments when you get on stage. It shows what you've done before you get there. It does. So we're going to go to break. On the other side, we are going to continue the show right here on WURD.
In 2019, the Pennsylvania Juneteenth Initiative hosted the largest Juneteenth parade and festival in the history of America, attracting over 25,000 participants. Join us and WURD for a live broadcast on Saturday, June 19th, 9 a.m. at 52nd and Haverford, the Spectrum Healthcare Building. Then join the march to Malcolm X Park in support of making Juneteenth a national holiday. Meet and greet WURD personalities, support black vendors, and let your voice be heard. See you Saturday, June 19th, 9 a.m. at 52nd and Haverford. Juneteenth.
I'm on the first train of the morning.
By 7:30.
I go in when it's dark.
Llego a las 5 de la mañana durante la semana.
From first thing to third shift.
SEPTA is the Philly way to go.
Plan your trip at iseptaphilly.com.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD Philadelphia. Independent Black Media. You're waking up with WURD, hosted by Solomon Jones. Good morning. Right now on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD.
Good morning. This is Solomon Jones on 900 AM, 96.1 FM, WURD, and I want to welcome you back to Wake Up with WURD. And joining us now, our next guest, Ariana Sanderson. She's a graduate from the 2018 Biz Center's Youth and Money Summer Enrichment Entrepreneurship Program, and Tunde Sogo, a peer instructor and graduate at Youth and Money Summer Enrichment Entrepreneurship Program. I want to welcome you both to the show.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good morning. So, what is, and Ariane, I'll start with you. No, Tunde, I'll start with you. What is the Youth and Money Summer Enrichment Entrepreneurship Program?
So the Youth and Money Summer Program is a program to invest in the next generation of young entrepreneurs in order to bear great fruits for our community. So essentially what it is, we're offering 6 different programs that cover different facets of entrepreneurship, education, and financial literacy.
So do the people who participate in the program get paid to participate?
No. What we actually do is we offer participation on a sliding scale of financial aid and scholarship, but we are having peer instructors through Work Ready who get paid to participate.
Okay, so the participants actually have to pay to participate. How much is it to be in the program?
So that information is offered on a sliding scale, and they can find out more information on our website at thebizcenter.com/youth. So that's THEBIZCTR.com/youth.
How long does the program last?
So they're all week-long modules, and so we have them running from June 28th up until August 20th. We have different week-long modules covering things like website and game design, business plan writing, book publishing, career exploration through the Find Your Wings program, which is like an educational psychology path, science of slot car racing, and empowerment civic duty week.
Mm-hmm. Now, your participants, they come in, they do this week-long module. Is it in person or is it virtual?
We're doing it in person this year, and the entire staff is vaccinated already.
Okay, all right. Now, Ariana Sanderson, you graduated from the 2018 Biz Center's Youth and Money Summer Enrichment Entrepreneurship Program. What was your experience like? What did you study, and what was your experience like?
So I went during the week where it was basically where you built your own business. We started and we did a day where it was like working on your stock, what you were going to sell, how you were going to market, and then we worked on websites.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And how has that developed for you? How's it paid off for you?
So from this camp, I've developed a baking business and a soap making business. The baking business I actually got to sell from at the end of the camp because we went around the campus and we got to sell to other camps. So we got to be in action with our business building. But the soap making business I actually made by myself with the stuff I learned from the Business Center's camp.
Okay. So tell us the name of your businesses.
So I have Sweet Cakes Philly and Calon Nash.
Okay. Now you said Sweet Cakes Philly?
Yes.
Okay. Now how do we get some cake? That I'm interested in that. How do we do that?
I'm selling on Instagram as @SweetCakesPhilly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And for
now,
my soap making, I have an Etsy and an Instagram.
Okay. Now, how do you spell the soap? Because you said an interesting name. How do you spell that?
KALON NESH.
Now, why'd you name it that?
Well, I really liked the language of the Greek, so I went and looked it up, what it means. So it means soft and tender beauty that is more than skin deep.
Oh, wow. That is so cool. That is so cool. I love it. I love it. Now, lead with that. You know what I mean? Because that is so strong. I love it. So what do you think benefited you most from participating in this program?
Probably the networking side was really good for me because I got to meet everyone at the Business Center, interact with Ms. Pam on a very intimate level. She's very, very into helping us to acquire skills we needed. And I think also probably the website building and how do you build your website on Etsy or if you're doing a website platform.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Now, so Tunde, how do people, if they're interested, how do they get into one of these week-long programs?
So you can sign up again. It's at the bizctr.com, bizctr.com/youth. And so that has everything from the flyer to more information to video testimonials to the financial aid and scholarship form and the regular sign-up form too.
Mm-hmm. And you guys are going to be at the Juneteenth Festival, is that right?
Yeah, I believe we're going to be on the 6300 block of Germantown Avenue by Johnson House.
Okay. All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you guys there. What time is that going to be?
For Juneteenth, I'm there from 12 to 5. We might be setting up a bit earlier than that, though.
Okay. All right. Well, we look forward to meeting you guys. And, again, tell us the phone number that people can call and a website that they can go to if they're interested in getting their young person into the Youth and Money Summer Enrichment Entrepreneurship Program.
Okay, so you can call us in the office at 215-247-2473. We're located right at New Covenant Campus at 7500 Germantown Avenue.
Okay.
And website is thebizcenter.com, TAQBIZCTR.com. And you can go to thebizcenter.com/youth for the summer program in particular.
All right. Now, Ariana, tell us again where we can get your cake and your soap.
So I'm on Instagram as @SweetCakesPhilly for the cake. And for the soap making, I'm Calon Nash with no spaces on Etsy and @Calon Nash on Instagram.
All right. All right. Well, I want to thank you both for joining us this morning on WURD Radio. Tunde, do me a favor. Give me the number one more time slowly so people can write it down for how they can get their young person into one of these programs.
Okay. So it's 215-247-2473, and it's a great program for signing up, whether you're a parent or a grandparent. I know we have onWURD advertiser, Mr. Kareem from Wayne Avenue Health Food. His grandchildren participated last year.
Okay. All right. Well, we look forward to having even more of our listeners participate this year. Tunde Sogo and Ariana Sanderson, I want to thank you both for joining us this morning on WURD.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Yep,
you.
it's a pleasure. You're welcome. You're welcome. So we're taking your calls at 215-634-8065. That is 215-634-8065. That is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Of course, the Biz Center, great friend to the station, and they've got this wonderful youth entrepreneurship program that they are doing. And so you want to make sure that you get involved in that. Of course, they have a website, thebizcenter.com. That is the BIZCTR.com. THEBIZCTR.com. And you can go there to learn more about all of their programs, including the youth and money summer enrichment entrepreneurship program. So 215-634-8065 is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we are talking about on this morning's show. 215-634-8065 is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD. You can, of course, also weigh in on Facebook at onWURD, at FORWURD. That's FORWURD. And let us know your comments on these various things we're talking about, including our top three stories, which are story number one, Joe Biden signed into law the new Juneteenth federal holiday. It's the first one since 1983 when Ronald Reagan signed Martin Luther King Jr. Day into law. Story number two, the Supreme Court dismissed a challenge to the Affordable Care Act on Thursday in a decision that will leave the law intact and save health care coverage for millions of Americans. And, of course, story number three, politics is the art of the deal. And yesterday, City Council reached a compromise to spend $70 million fighting gun violence. And we look forward to that. That is good that they did that. But let's not think that money in any amount is the cure for what's happening on our streets, because unlike politicians, the streets don't compromise. Bullets don't compromise. Death does not compromise. So we can't pretend that the deal is the thing that'll make the violence go away. No, that's going to take time and collaboration and love, right? We're going to have to love our young people enough to listen to them. We're going to have to love them enough to be there on the other side of their mistakes. We're going to have to love them enough to speak that truth in love. And we're going to have to love them enough to spend that $70 million wisely and not on stuff that makes no difference in the lives of our people. So 215-634-8065 is the number you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio, and let us know where you are on these various things we're talking about on this morning's show. 215-634-8065 is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD. Of course, people are weighing in on Facebook at onWURD, at FORWURD. That's FORWURD. Kawesa, what are they saying this morning on Facebook?
So a few more comments that we have here. Tracy McCall Gordon says, TGIF Word family, have a great weekend. So we hope you have a great weekend also. Looks like my cousin is checking in on us. Robert Singleton, shout out to you. So thanks for checking us out. Also, Samson Muhammad says, oh, bro, you know what? So he's making a comment about Nick Cannon, but I immediately thought that he was talking about our co-host, our coworker, Nick Taliaferro. So I was like, oh no, what's going? Sorry, that's why I paused. Samson Muhammad it says, brother Nick must be going on with some. I don't know if I can read this. Some super ovulating women. That's how twins happen. Lord have mercy. Well, I mean, that's true. I mean, it's not, that's real. But, yeah, I mean, again, happy Father's Day, Nick. Rhonda Jones says, is saying hi. Looks like she has a cousin in the feed here saying hi to her cousin. And then we also have Phyllis Williams says, saying, I'm sorry, is this a question? Oh, Lord, I'm trying to read through these quickly. They're saying, I posted the same thing, saying give money to the Man Up PHL program in regards to our earlier conversation, which you were talking about. Zen Motley, all the fathers have an enjoyable and safe Father's Day. Being a father is great. I've been a father for 35 years and a grandfather for 11. Right on. Well, happy Father's Day. And happy Grandfather's Day to you as well. And then we also have Raymond Mitchell saying, good morning, Word family. Have a great and safe weekend. Happy Father's Day, no matter what happens tonight. Oh, he's saying happy Father's Day to you, Solomon, no matter what happens tonight. So, yeah. And then we also have here Miss Rhonda Jones as well, checking in, saying good morning, family. So that's another comment that we have also. But yep, those are our comments right now. I was trying to see if I saw a few others. I know I saw Ayatunde Garrett in here a little bit earlier. Oh, she says, I hope the president doesn't think making Juneteenth a federal holiday is payback for black people putting him in the White House. Still no passing of the right. Still no passing of the anti-lynching bill, no voting bill, no George Floyd bill. But the Asians got swift, immediate law on the books. Wow, this tells you where the real interest is. Just keep giving us symbolism. Shaking my head. Yeah, I hear you. And then Stephanie Purnell says, "Happy Heavenly Father's Day to my daddy." And then we all, Ayatunde Garrett says, "Nick is fertile." Yeah. Yeah. But then Phyllis Williams says, "A man has to do what he has to do." And then oh my gosh, yeah. And then Helen Tim says, "Good morning, all, and happy Friday and happy Father's Day to all the dads doing their thing." And Norma Gowan says, "Good morning, friends. Happy Friday. Hope everyone enjoys this historic weekend. Nice start with the Juneteenth holiday. Don't put the pen away yet. Let's sign a reparations bill and start moving toward a better future for all." So those are a few of our comments, but keep them coming, and I'll read them as they come.
All right. 215-634-8065 is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. I can't stop thinking about Nick Cannon having all them kids, man. Lord have mercy. And got more kids. You just had one and another one on the way. So from somebody else. Boy, as long as you can take care of them. You know what I mean? That's one. But then the other thing is, loving them, being there for them. That's the most important thing, So you want to make sure that you do that. So I want to hear from you. You can certainly give us a call. 215-634-8065 is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio, and let us know where you are on these various things we are talking about on this morning show. 215-634-8065 is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. You can, of course, also weigh in on Facebook at onWURD, at FORWRD. We want to know what you're going to do to celebrate Juneteenth. What are you going to do to celebrate Father's Day? Let us know. Give us a call, 215-634-8065. I'm Solomon Jones. We'll be right back.
Jefferson Health offers no-cost COVID-19 testing sites at St. Raymond of Pinafort Church. Testing is on Thursdays and Saturdays. A second testing location has been added at Richard Allen Preparatory Charter School. Testing is on Wednesdays and Fridays. For testing hours and more information, visit jeffersonhealth.org/community testing.
Hey, this is Pastor Waller of the Enon Tabernacle Baptist Church in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Did you know that 1 in 6 black men in our community are going to be diagnosed with prostate cancer? That is 76% more than our white brothers. And in fact, we die at 120% of their death rate. This is a real issue. And I want you to know about Prostate Health Education Network, or PHIN, who is leading the fight against prostate cancer in our community. I want to encourage you to go to prostatehealthed.org to get all of the information you need. We don't have to die from this disease, but we must arm ourselves with the knowledge about treatment and trials, the knowledge about early detection, and that it is not a death sentence if you know what to do about it. So I encourage you to connect with Finn and help save a brother's life.
Woodmere Art Museum is proud to present an outdoor jazz and poetry concert to commemorate Juneteenth 2021. Celebrate the determination of the human spirit and pursuit of freedom, surrounded by art and nature on the museum's grounds, located at 9201 Germantown Avenue. The Arpeggio Jazz Ensemble and lyricist and author Nina Lyrespect Ball will give voice to the power of creativity in meeting the social and political challenges of our times. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit woodmereartmuseum.org. Olaniyan Adefume's goal is to assist families and students that are tired of the destructive input by the coronavirus. If you are interested in a math tutor, Olaniyan is offering small, reasonably priced classes that will focus on the PSSA test. Classes start June 21st. The students will have lessons, tests, homework, and a textbook to keep with PSSA exercises and explanations. Knowledge is power. Call Olaniyan Adefume, 215-678-3830 for pricing information and location.
Tune in this Saturday from 5 to 6 p.m. for the Islam Today show, with a perspective on moral guidance and Islamic principles and values.
Back by popular demand.
It's Wake Up with Word, hosted by Solomon Jones. Right now on WURD Radio,
96.1 FM
and 900 AM WURD.
Good morning. This is Solomon Jones on 900 AM, 96.1 FM, WURD, and I want to welcome you back to Wake Up with Word, and we want to hear from you. Give us a call. 215-634-8065 is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD. What are you doing for Juneteenth? What are you doing for Father's Day? How are you going to celebrate? Let us know. Give us a call. 215-634-8065. Of course, Joe Biden signed Juneteenth into law as a federal holiday. What does that mean for black folks? We want to know what you think. The Supreme Court dismissed a challenge to the Affordable Care Act on Thursday in a decision that will leave the law intact and save health care coverage for millions of Americans. And of course, in Philadelphia, City Council reached a compromise to spend $70 million fighting gun violence. That's good. That is great. But let's not fool ourselves into thinking that money in any amount is the cure all by itself for what's happening on our streets, because unlike politicians, the streets don't compromise. Bullets don't compromise. Death does not compromise. So we can't pretend that the deal is the thing that'll make the violence go away. It will take time. It will take collaboration. And yes, it will take love. I want to hear from you. Give us a call, 215-634-8065. Let's go to Woody from the barbershop on line 1. Good morning.
Hey, man, great program.
Thank you, brother.
I was just talking to Miss Squisa, and I was saying to her how good men complement good women, and good women complement good men. So a lot of times you come through the barbershop and you hear people conversating, and a lot of times you never know what's on a man's mind or a woman's mind. But when these good people come together, they complement each other and do a lot of great things. I think a lot of our youth that are having problems, most of these problems are caused because we don't have the proper educational structure. And I understand that other cultures and other groups are getting much, much better type of an education. So you can free the slaves or get holidays for freeing the slaves, but are slaves really free if they can't read, write, count, or spell? You see? So it's millions out there. 25% of all Philadelphians have this problem, and that is the stemmer of what's causing the problem. When you mention my favorite word, LOVE, when you wake up every morning, you understand how powerful that word is. Then you go out into the world preparing yourself before the day comes. So the preparation for a special moment in time becomes every day. Every day is a holiday that you wake up and breathe in, man. So when you mentioned love, you were right on point, and I want you to keep up the great work and keep Miss Guesa close. Okay. She's a great
Absolutely,
person.
man.
Yes,
Yep,
sir.
absolutely. And thank you so much for your call this morning on WURD. We certainly appreciate it. Let's go back to the phone lines. Talk to Jeff from Overbrook on line 2. Go ahead, Jeff.
Good morning. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. That thing with Nick Cannon, he's a joke, man. He's setting such a bad example for our youth. Having all them daggone babies. I mean, he probably can afford it, but, kids look at that, man, and they say, well, Nick Cannon did it. Yeah, I'm going to make me a few over here and a few over there. And, that's ridiculous, man. I have 2 children, okay? And I know if you got the money, you could do it, but it still takes more than just money. You got to take time with them, man, and teach them, nurture them, and, show them stuff, man. It's ridiculous, I think. And the guy, he's just making a fool out of himself, man, I think.
Okay, well, we thank you for sharing your opinion this morning on WURD Radio. The one thing I don't know, and that's why I can't, necessarily say that, from my point of view, I don't know what kind of relationship the man has with his children. I don't know, how he's providing for his children. I know that he has the ability to provide for his children. I haven't heard any of the mothers say that he's not providing for his children. But I don't know what the relationship is, with his children. Kuwaisa, to you?
I actually do not know what his relationship is with the other children. But, I mean, I would think, though, that if he was like a deadbeat and he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do, we'd hear about it. Like, we definitely would. Because, I mean,
Quickly.
he was married to Mariah Carey. Like, Mariah gonna talk. Like, she gonna sing like a canary and let y'all know that he's not doing what he's supposed to do. So I have to believe, at least at this point, that he is taking care of his responsibilities. He is stepping up as a father. I think that the caller is right, that it doesn't really set such a great precedent, especially the last set, because clearly he was involved with someone at the same time as someone else. That's a little messy. But I think, though, at the same time, I haven't heard anything saying that he's not a good father. And so, we probably need to make sure that there's a clear delineation. But I don't disagree with, with what Jeff was saying, though, when in certain circumstances, but yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. So, I mean, it's just a lot. It's a lot. So, we are praying for Nick Cannon to have a successful experience being a dad. It is a unique experience. And so we are praying for that for him and for his kids, because he got a lot of kids. Let's go to Gail from the Northeast on line 3. Go ahead, Gail.
Good morning, Solomon. All I can say on the Nick Cannon is it's nice when they're little, but as they grow, their needs are going to grow, and you got to be around for them. And if you're out there working and doing different things, you have to make sure that you always put them first in your hindsight. And Good morning to you, Solomon. You've been on fire since, and you woke me up because my alarm goes off here, and I just said, oh, my God, this is a hot show today. But on Sunday for me, I'm going to be honoring my sons and nephews who are all fathers, so I'm going to give them a little dinner here at my home. Yeah, and as far as Juneteenth, I'm proud that they actually got some legislation, and I think people should be proud, but never lose sight that that's a holiday. And like they said, don't equate that with the bills and everything else. Still keep our eye on the prize because that's just a holiday that was due. They've been in the works for this holiday for over 150 years. So that hasn't something that came overnight. And I want to say Happy Father's Day to you and all the men that are basically all along your timeline and out there. Enjoy the holiday. Everybody have a beautiful weekend. And let that sink in. Enjoy Juneteenth because it's basically about us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Absolutely. And thank you for your call this morning on WURD Radio. We certainly appreciate it. 215-634-8065, of course, is the number you can call to get in on the conversation. But you can also weigh in on Facebook at 4WURD, at FORWURD. That is FORWURD. Kwesa, what are they saying this morning on Facebook?
So we have a few more comments here. Miss Cheryl, she was saying she was trying to get through. I'm sorry if I missed you. I'm looking at the phone here, but she said, I just want to tell you this, Solomon. I pray God continually blesses the work of your hands. Keep doing what you're doing for these young men. Love you and the WURD family. And she has heart emojis and and some trophies there. So shout out to Miss Cheryl, always saying beautiful and amazing things, and they're always on time and on point. Rovetta Everett Gilmore says, Woody, you are on point. That's a comment that she has. Doris Clark, happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Have a blessed day. Shalata C.A. Sankofa, good morning. Blessings to all of WURD brothers. Have a joyous Happy Father's Day weekend. Much love, appreciation, and respect. A lot of folks giving you a shout out for Father's Day, Solomon. Miss Phyllis is saying, have a happy and blessed Father's Day. Enjoy your day. So she said that. And then also, Cherie Garrett DeBress says, my only question for Nick Cannon is, are they all under his roof? 24/7 parenting is different. Money or no money. That's true. So very true. And then lastly, I have here Stephanie Purnell says, let's lift up our kings for the wonderful ways of embracing and honoring fatherhood. Happy Father's Day. All may you continue to richly bless your families as you honor God's purposes for your lives. So that is her comment. But yeah.
All right. So we got a couple minutes left. If you want to get in, it's 215-634-8065. That is the number that you can call to get in on the conversation right here at WURD Radio. Let us know where you are on these various things we're talking about on this morning's show. Let's go to Veronica on line 1. Go ahead, Veronica.
Good morning, Solomon. And I already told Kuwait that she's just a beautiful spirit. And I just want you to have a blessed, peaceful Sunday. Start off with the Lord, giving him glory, praise, and honor, and all things will be well. But I do want to say that the Sixers really suck. I didn't want to say that, but I'm grieving.
Well, you just said it. You already.
I know. But I'm a Philadelphia. I like the Eagles. I look at the Phillies. I'm like a sports person. And I thought this year we were really going to have it, so I'm not going to give up on them. But the other night, they really sucked. So I'm like you. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do tonight. I'm just going to pray real hard and ask God to give us favor. So you enjoy your day with your family. I hope it's a blessed one, that you prosper and get much. I love you.
Thank you so much. Love you back. Thank you so much for your call this morning on WRD. Will Mega from West Philly's on line 2. Good morning.
Good morning, Solomon. What's up? Happy Father's Day.
Same to you.
Happy Juneteenth.
Thank you. Same to you.
It's real. I just took my son to the DMV, and it is closed down, and it has signs on the wall. Juneteenth, sucker, can't come in.
Uh-oh.
I do hear the talk about Nick Cannon. You know he filed for it. They got separated in 2012. 2021.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know,
he's busy.
He's having some more children now. What's the big deal? He's been divorced
No, I don't think it's a big deal. It's just a lot of kids. It's a lot of kids, and all of them at once. Like two women pregnant at once, that kind of, it's just a lot.
Hey, Solomon.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey is worth $320 million.
Okay.
Right? Nick is worth $50 million. Black folks who was round on Juneteenth time who had 10 kids and wasn't worth $10,000.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they're gonna be able to figure this one out, right? You know, but you know, there is a group of people who are not celebrating Juneteenth.
Who?
And that would be the group of black committee people in the 34th Ward under the leadership of Bob Brady. They have not been let off the plantation yet, but we have to do something about it.
All right. I hear you, man. I hear you, Will. I want to thank you for your call this morning on WURD Radio. And I want to thank everybody who weighed in on today's show. I want to thank all of our guests who always just help us to keep it going and keep it real. Taylor Allen of Planned Philly, Ariana Sanderson, and Tunde Sogo from the Biz Center, Kawesa, blessing us with Friday's song, and of course, financial consultant Akbar Hassan. And I want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you so much for listening. And now, for super producer Kawesa Mathis and everyone here at WURD Radio, I am your host, Solomon Jones, saying stay tuned for The Source with Tiffany Bacon, and tune in Monday at 7 for more Wake Up with Word. Peace.